dun, 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 dun. Guys, welcome back to another episode with the Comics Menu Movie Reviews 2024 edition, September edition, and the summer edition. We don't know what we're going to talk about edition. You know how we go. We never make sense, honestly. We try to our best. We do our best to, okay, you got a schedule, we'll watch this. Well, everybody's busy. Everybody is busy. It's so hard, but I'm glad we're able to come at least once a month to come and talk and bullshit. There we go, Mike, one of the co-hosts, Caesar.
Yeah, I like to say we are the best, worst movie reviewers on the internet. But you know what? We have the absolute best time doing it. We truly do because we all have fun. And as always, we have our two extremely smart and beautiful women of the internet. Here we go. Who we got here, Del?
What's up, Thomas, real quick? Yeah, you got to keep Caesar in line, man. Our boss lady, Miss Shannon.
There she is.
What up?
And Sal's twin sister, Mandy.
Mandy. It's I guess you would say it's sort of an inside, but not really inside joke. But if you look at or see Mandy's posts on the Facebooks,
It's very silly.
and the Instagrams, it's
There's a lot of silly.
You'll
It's all
just
the
laugh
same.
really hard.
she is pretty interesting.
Coming from the girl who's eating animal crackers.
Ooh.
So we have some stuff. We have some stuff to talk about. We have some stuff not to talk about. Oh, see there you go. See, Adrian's going to give you shit forever now, because you just never showed up on
Show up.
Adrian, I got to make up for that, Adrian. I got you.
I know. We'll have you back on the show, Adrian. We owe you for what we have.
Hey, man, I'll blame that one on my brother because I had to go pick him up. But we did talk. We are going to do the end of the summer movies. I'm going to bring back the list. It's been a while.
Yeah, the list.
The list.
Oh boy, we missed the list.
No, you
Gotta love
didn't.
list.
Y'all are always talking shit to me. I felt violated every single time about a list. All the time.
Dell's top 1,000 list. We're gonna start with number 99.
999.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking tonight. I wasn't ready.
Me neither.
I don't think you need to drink for the next 2 months.
I agree. I completely agree with you.
That sound you hear at night when you sleep, it's your liver telling you, leave me alone. I'm just saying.
Robert.
Well, I was going to drink wine, and I literally told Murata, I was like, no, I think my liver and kidneys just want a break for a minute.
I think
Getting
Murat,
tattoos tomorrow, so no drinking tonight.
oh,
We
he's
can blame
back.
Rob. We can blame Murat on that.
He's gonna hide all the bottles.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna talk about the end of the movie, end of the summer list of movies. It was an interesting summer of movies. Some good, some interesting, and I'm gonna say probably some stinkers.
You can dehydrate later.
You know what I mean? I think there were some disappointments this summer. I think there were some high expectations that did not live up to what people thought it was going to be. That I have yet to watch, and one of them apparently is the Mad Max.
Nope.
People had massive.
They hated it. Murata and I loved it.
Still haven't watched it. I refuse.
One of these days, I'm
So
gonna
many
watch.
people. Yeah, so many people hated it. We enjoyed ourselves, but we love movie times.
Well, I'll tell you what. When it comes to movie box money, it was a disappointment. Right?
Yeah, if you're gonna have a spot in May,
For sure.
June, July, or August, you need to come in with that money. And
Yeah, you got to bring it.
You gotta come in hot. You're coming in hot. You gotta show up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one, and I'm just doing the top of my head, is the other one is the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which was a massive disappointment. And I love those Chongo movies. You know, I really do. But something
Agreed. It didn't hit for me.
It didn't
I
hit.
really wanted to.
Ryan was talking about it. I think he finally watched it. He said some parts of it were great. And I don't know. I haven't watched it because those are not my movies. But he was like, parts of it were great. And he goes, but there's like one human pretty much in the whole thing.
Yeah.
All the CGI on it's phenomenal. And he was like, it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you guys watch The Witcher, right?
Yes.
The Cersei or the princess, the blonde girl with the big blue eyes,
Mhm.
that she's in it, and she plays one of the humans. So it's
Mhm.
funny seeing her with dark hair and
I know.
it's kind
So
of.
look
But
at
anyways,
Peter in the comment section. He's like, Hemsworth was too familiar looking to Thor. So I could get that. It's like you've seen Thor playing that kind of movie. It's like, this is a match.
Yeah.
you know what, and they I don't know what it is about movies in the summer that they try to go scary. I mean, you can't save all the scary movies for October, but
I
I think
agree.
I think the scary movies weren't as scary, right? I mean, you saw them,
Mm,
right? 'Cause you watched
Inside
everything.
Out did that well.
Yeah, I went.
Really?
It was really well. So yeah, I mean,
I
I brought up the
didn't
list.
hear that.
Yeah,
I just
telling you.
watched The Quiet Place, the day one again. God, I love that movie. It's so
Really?
good. That
JJ said it was horrible. I haven't
oh
watched it yet.
wow.
JJ's like, Mom, it's awful. And I was like, really?
Oh
And he goes,
no.
I haven't watched it yet. I need to.
It
There's
has
those
like
scary movies.
but it has like a very like emotional part to it that might need a little maturity that JJ may not have yet.
there you go, Tom.
No, you
Tom is. I mean, Tom reviews. Well, Tom watches. Tom's our.
No scary
Tom,
movies.
Tom watches all the shit that we don't. So
Yeah.
he does he does all he's
There are
the thing
scary movies coming out this year. They
Yeah.
just have not arrived yet.
They're not here yet. I think the writer's strike really affected a lot of release dates.
now
Well,
I
not only
heard
that, but they usually like the super scary ones come out like October and stuff
much you
because
have
of
to.
Halloween.
now
Mhm.
the way I
Well,
say that Ish reads the comics that I don't have to because he basically reads it for me. Tom watches
Yeah.
movies that I don't want to watch because it's very bad. But I will say that I have heard so many mixed emotions about Aliens Romulus
Same.
Same.
that I hear 5 out of 5, the best effing movie,
Right.
and then I hear what trash and garbage, and you basically watch everything in the
There's
trailer.
like,
Couldn't
there's
be
like no
more
in between.
episode.
There's no
Yeah.
in between with that thing. It's like
Yeah.
either it was really good or it was really bad. Like
Well,
I-
that's how a lot of movies went this summer. If you think about it, like people either like loved it,
Loved
thought it was
it.
the greatest thing ever, or they were like, "Nah, it sucked. I don't get it." Like that's
Yeah.
there was a lot of just an extreme to either end with it.
And
It was
there
just
you go.
Yeah.
I was
you're
just
either
about
here
to
or you're
ask.
here.
I was just about to ask Tom if he saw it, and there you go. Yeah,
that's
but the
wrong with-
internet, you're right, Thomas. Internet hate. It is true. They already judged the movie based on the trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad. I saw a trailer the other day. I forgot what it was, and it was like a 3.5 minute trailer. I was like, I'm like, now I'm.
Just give it all away.
I want to stop it because I think you're giving away too much.
Yeah.
Aren't trailers only supposed to be like 60 seconds long to give you like sneak peeks?
Yeah.
about the movie?
No, now they're 2.5 minutes long.
No, I know.
hate
But
that.
remember when they were only like 60 seconds long? Because that's all it was. It was a sneak peek to give you something to look forward to. I hate long trailers. Like to me,
Same.
so
I won't watch them.
Ryan and I did some fun little research. So Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice
Oh yeah.
only agreed to play the role
Yep.
as Beetlejuice again if he would only star in the movie for 17 and a half minutes because that was how much time he did in the first one. That's all the time he had on screen. That was his screen time.
Wild.
But it doesn't seem like it because the way it's done. But if you think about it, he doesn't
Yeah.
even appear for like the first 25 minutes and stuff. So I was like,
That's
that
crazy.
makes sense. But that's the only reason he agreed to do it is if he was only put on it for that long. He even said it in interviews. I was like, that is fucking crazy. What?
Oh shit.
I haven't talked about you in a full minute. JJ comes in 10 minutes later after we talked to
Brawl Stars game.
you should be done playing.
JJ.
That's what my
Mandy says hi.
Who?
Mandy.
Sal.
Mandy's on here.
Yeah.
Hi, Mandy.
Hi, hon.
Okay, or we're nobody, I guess. You know.
Okay. That's Caesar, and you can't see Dell's face because it's hidden by this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there. Oh, it's gonna say hidden by T-Bone.
These are the
Hey.
guys I do the Comic Menu podcast with.
We're
You
famous.
haven't met
Boy,
them yet.
we're
Dell
famous.
works with Clan a lot on different things, and Caesar. What?
What's the big thing on the screen?
It's the release list for this summer.
Ooh,
movies.
actually, I want to see.
Oh, good lord.
Oh,
So my
gotta
Yes.
keep it-
Just
hey,
opinions.
Your
Tom, are you still here? Tom, are you still in the chat? Just kind of curious if you are. And link twice if you're still in the chat.
You know, and we started with Alien, right? And it did well, right? More or less. And with Us had a $20 million budget.
Which one is that?
It's with Blake Lively. It was about domestic violence. And it made $285 million. So that's pretty good for a $28 million budget.
Oh, it ends with Us.
Yeah.
I've heard that's really good. I need to watch it, but I've heard
I want to
it's really
see
good.
it.
My wife watched it.
Blake Lively, I heard, just does amazing in it.
But
I
there was
heard
a lot
that.
of drama attached to this movie too.
Right?
You know what I'm talking about. It was a lot
Oh
of
my-
shit going on.
So much. So many things.
Twister was another movie that there was a little expectation because we hadn't seen a Twister movie in a while, right? And it looked good. I honestly thought it looked good.
I
I
I
loved
actually
it.
just rented it and fell asleep right when it got really good, right before the show. I was like, I'm going to rent this movie and I'm going to talk about it. I fell asleep. But I'm excited to watch it.
Love that movie.
I mean, even the way they start it is really good.
The way they started is heartbreaking, but yeah.
Yeah, it's sad, but it like grips you really quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
What's your fault for
not watching it yet?
That's not my fault. You didn't take me to the theater to watch it.
Whoa.
That was a
Sounds like-
Kaylee and me date.
It's like I'm having a conversation with my wife.
This one has an opinion about everything. Mandy can vouch.
Okay. All right, continue on, Dale.
The next one was Kingdom of Planet of Apes. I heard it was just like there was no real direction. The graphics and CGI was pretty good, but there's no real like plot to follow. It was kind of
Yeah.
everywhere.
The story just wasn't there, but you could tell they put a lot of money into the CGI.
It was really slow.
It
Yeah.
was really slow. JJ, look, guys, you seen it?
I've seen it.
All right, give us your review.
It sucked.
Oh, that's
Good
fine.
movie.
That's perfect right there.
You have to give
Oh,
an explanation
so
as to
there's
why
only-
alfalfa.
There was only one good action scene, and the action scene was about a minute long. The whole movie was slow. There was no general ending.
Mhm.
Which
Half
movie?
the movie was based on one thing that never happened. So
Which movie?
He's not
At
wrong.
least he's not giving
Planet of the
nothing
Apes.
away. He gave nothing away.
No, that was a good review. You should join the show.
Wait a minute. Which show? I didn't see it. I didn't
Planet
hear
of the Apes. Why?
Ah.
Listen, Caesar.
well, I can't because Sal's talking.
Oh, that's a cop out.
She's not Sal right now.
Yeah, leave poor Mandy alone. Next one was Bad Boys Ride or Die. Honestly,
I didn't even see
I haven't
it.
seen
I
it.
haven't watched it, but I heard it's really good.
I heard it was really good, but I don't think the promotion for this movie was there.
Oh,
I
no.
agree. I didn't even know they made it until it came out on streaming, and I was like, to rent, and I was like, what?
Look, we got a princess on here now.
Oh, look, Tom's here for all the opinions in the world.
Well,
Hey.
I mean, I had to bring someone on that at least seen movies.
Well, I was just saying, to be fair, he's seen I think everything on that list, right? John?
I mean, he could actually has opinions instead of us going based on trailers.
I've seen about half of on this particular list, about half of it.
What? No Kung Fu Panda for you?
No Kung Fu Panda. No.
JJ,
Panda.
didn't you watch it?
I've seen it. I've
JJ
seen
watched it.
So
I watched it too.
he gave like the worst review for this movie because actually I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the way they did certain things in that movie, one was horrible. Two, the
Oh.
storyline made no sense. It had no reason. They had no like rhyme or reason to make it. Just
Yeah, none of the how many of the original characters were actually in it?
No, the panda, Shifu, and that's it.
yeah, no, and then
No, he said
Oh,
there's-
the bad guy, the villain.
yeah. There's three. And the way, I mean, he's only in it for like 30 seconds, but
And he gets
yeah.
beat up real fast. Like I thought he was a badass. I was
He doesn't
he's
even get beat up. He just gets
his
touched.
soul got taken away. Yeah, it was too quick, and I agree. It was like it was brand new characters. My kids loved it, right? My kids did love it, obviously.
Hey, the little guys were really funny though.
Oh, the ones that were supposed to be friends and they attacked the.
Is it Angela from the thingy?
Oh
From the
yes.
place?
Hello, Angela. How you doing?
Everybody, hello.
Hello.
From the old folks' home,
Yes, that's why I was making sure that was her.
where Caesar's gonna be at in a couple of years. Next one, I know all of us have seen this movie, Godzilla
Yeah.
vs.
Best
Kong.
Godzilla movie ever made of all time.
We're gonna start with a little guy and Shannon, and then we'll go Caesar, Mandy, Tom, and I'll be last.
What
All
movie?
right. Okay, well you heard
Godzilla Kong.
his opinion.
Other than Godzilla vs Kong, I haven't seen very many Godzilla movies. I had to listen to my brother talk about it. It made more sense.
Give your opinion.
It's really good. The fights great. Some of the things that happened made no sense. That's because I haven't seen all of them, but it was really good.
They made perfect sense. That movie I thought
It was good.
it was great. It was done well. I loved it how it had some classic appeal to it with like how they did some of the scenes. I loved that. But no, when he goes radioactive, I was like, fuck yes, Pink.
I'm gonna close my door.
Oh, good. I felt like it was like a gender reveal, like a few times. Pink, blue.
Unbelievable. This is why people watch us.
Because we're
Who-
interesting.
Who's next? Me? Am I next?
You're under me. I mean,
Oh.
Mandy went ahead of her time, but yeah.
Yeah.
I
okay.
apologize. That's all I have to offer on that movie.
It was all right. It was all right. I think it was rushed. I think some things were just. It was. They did it for the sake of doing it. It was all right. It wasn't as good as the last one before that. So.
Let me put it this way. It was a toy commercial and really nothing else. Which a lot of these things are toy commercials. Let's be honest. That's a fair thing. But over the course of if you watch the Godzilla movies, specifically the MonsterVerse stuff, the tone of these things has really changed all the way through.
Yeah.
Like if you go back to 2014, it's like, oh my God, he's destroying the world. Like, and then you go to like the Godzilla Monster Zero, like that's a completely different movie. And then you go to Godzilla versus Kong, very different movie. And then this is just, what is this? There was no story to it. You know, even the character of I can't think of his name now, the white dragon, like that's a real myth.
First
that they pulled from Shimu. Yeah, that's like a real myth.
Female.
That dragon
That's the mother.
Yeah, and they put no story behind it. They didn't tell us who, what, where, why, when. It's just like, well, she's in the cave and she's behind the lava, and the guy has a crystal thing.
At the end of the movie,
They explained it. They explained it with the girl when she went back to her tribe too.
Mm-hmm.
They explain it.
No, there's what I'm saying is what's in the movie. That's a nugget of what the actual myth that they pulled it from was. There's way more to it.
Now that they've opened up the way they have reasons for another movie which can go into deeper explanation, just like they always do.
Yeah, except that they don't. I mean, even in this one, when they went, like you were talking about the turning pink, right? Godzilla, spoiler alert, everybody. Godzilla swims to Tiamat's house, and we're like, oh my God, we get to see Tiamat for the first time. Oh, she's dead. Well,
yeah.
Thanks for that, I guess. And then of course Godzilla absorbs the energy and does all that stuff, which is fine. But it was a big toy commercial. They're real, not that Godzilla movies are ever like deep stories, but like along the way we've kind of forgotten like how to tell a story. Like even in Godzilla versus Kong, it was just missing pieces of the story. And I would have people tell me like, well, you got to read the novels. And I'm like, no, man, I should get a story in the movie. Like I shouldn't have to see all these other things to get these extra pieces of it,
Well, but see, that's not true because not every movie can be based on that many facts. It's hard to put all of that into a movie and still get everything.
Let me give you the example for Godzilla versus Kong. The big example is the storm, right? The storm that enveloped Skull Island, and so they had to build the big thing for Kong.
If I get my oldest, he is like the expert of Godzilla. Swear to God, he's read him,
right?
Seen every movie.
But so have I, my whole life. But in the movie, there's no explanation of how the storm came in, how they built the thing while the storm was coming in, and if they were able to build the thing before the storm came in, why are all the emu dead? Like it's like it. There were details that were left out one way or the other. Like make a decision. Like
But-
the deaf
But
girl's the
emu
last of her
orchid.
kind. Okay, but how is she the last of her kind if she
She's
survived
not.
where the rest? She is.
She's
She
not.
is. She's the
That
last of.
whole society was emu. They were her type. They were her people.
No. I'm talking about on Skull Island itself, not underground. Not underground.
Oh,
On
yeah.
Skull Island itself.
Are we still talking about Despicable Me? What are we?
Oh,
We haven't even gotten to Despicable Me.
Oh,
Okay, well, I'm the last one. I'm gonna agree and disagree both parts. Like, yeah, there was no real story, but it was fun to just see. The fight scenes were too short. He got the main villain got beat up too fast in the second part. The visuals were great for me. I enjoyed the visuals. You're hearing once you hear the him charging up, it gave me chills every single time I hear it. Like, like I can't honestly I can't replicate that.
thank God.
But I gave that movie a solid 8 just because I'm more biased because I'm a Godzilla fan, right?
But I just to go. I'll tell you what. Just go based on what Tom said. This is why it made me enjoy Godzilla -1 a little bit more.
Sure.
Because
It's
and
wildly
it wasn't
different.
all,
yeah.
and it wasn't all, and
It
wasn't
wasn't
all
based
Godzilla.
off the actual movies that were already done.
Also,
I liked it.
what
And
is
I
it?
got to tell you, when he breathed fire, or when he did the radiate, now that talk about chills. That
Yeah.
one scene in the city, that blew his wife away when he charged up and did it, and the blowback, that was phenomenal.
I like the
The
fact that
Minus
when
One is an animated show.
Yeah,
it's not.
live action.
It's not a live action movie. It's an animated show. So that's the reason it's so different.
Mhm. And there's a lot more Godzilla forms in that show, so there's a lot more story to the show than the movies.
movies are just supposed to be eye candy, pretty much. That's how I see it. But I like the fact that Caesar all of a sudden gets an opinion once other people give out information. Then, oh yeah, I agree. But when he was for second, and that's the reason I put him second, he was like, yeah, yes, no, that's it.
I don't get it.
Yeah, you don't get it. Anyways, I'll move on to the next one. I watched.
Thank
all
you,
these-
Angela.
Yes,
Thank
Angela.
you.
Angela from the Prairie Meadows, from Perry, Texas, Prairie Meadows Nursing Home. Watch
We
us
love you guys.
every
love
Wednesday,
you guys.
every Tuesday night, babe. They want to try to get all accounts so they can go to the YouTube channel and subscribe and like and help us out. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
I have not seen Doom Part 2, not because I haven't wanted to.
Yeah, neither have I.
I haven't had the chance really. So I'm gonna say last, or actually I'll go first because I haven't seen this. It looks like Shannon and her son have. So
Seen what?
I've seen
So
it.
June 2?
No, I have
I
not.
have.
Oh.
He has. I have not.
How about
I
you,
have
Andy?
zero interest in those fucking
So-
movies.
you have
I-
okay. Hold on. We're gonna go in order. We're gonna put you second. Caesar, did you watch this?
No, put me nowhere.
Right there on top of me. So we're gonna
Oh,
skip us two and go to Mandy, Tom, and then Shannon and her son will be last. We'll go in doing part 2. Go ahead, Mandy.
Oh, I heard that the second one was great. I personally have not. I couldn't get through the first one. I tried 3 times.
That's our official review. I heard
I heard it was great,
I heard it was great. Well,
but I
also-
can't. I can't. Those movies are not for me.
I also heard it was pretty good.
Great.
That's
Tom,
not
your
me.
Yeah.
turn.
Jeez.
Tom, go ahead.
I
Somebody
saw
who's
the
seen it.
first. I saw the first one, and I was out immediately. When the second one came around, I was like, all right, maybe.
Mhm.
But then I saw the trailer, and I was like, no, I know I'm not going to care about this movie at all. And then it's on like streaming now somewhere, and
Yeah.
so
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw it come up on streaming, and I was like, okay, let me give this a try. So I clicked on it, and they had a picture of Timothy Chalamet like laying in the desert or something, like that was like the screenshot, and I was like, no, I'm bored already. No, I'm not even gonna click. I'm done. I can't do this. So I totally bypassed it, and I don't feel bad about that.
No.
So basically nobody saw it. All right.
All right,
Um,
JJ,
so-
he's seen it.
I'm gonna give my full opinion.
Oh.
The first one sucked too slow. Read
That's
the
what
book.
yes.
It makes more sense if you read the book. The second one, the first hour of it is like the base story of what happens with him and his father. And I'm gonna try and not spoil this.
Oh, you can say spoiler and
okay.
just say things.
So, spoiler, like the end of the movie, the fight
Go
scene.
straight to the end of the movie.
Right to the end.
Wow. But wait a minute. I might want to see it actually. So no.
So
I love JJ so much. I love him.
That's funny.
when you go to the end to the middle explains the fight at the end. So the guy, I don't remember his name. He's just gray. He's bald and gray and really mean. So they fight Timothy Chalamet because he's the god. Like he's a god in their land. And he took too much control of that and fought him because he wanted the power. And the fight was really good, but like the understanding of the god thing doesn't make sense because he goes from not a god to a god in like 2 minutes. There's not really a big explanation of it. And then the reason, like in the first one, why his dad is so hard on him is because if he dies, there's no one to take the role of king or god or whatever it's called. But overall, the movie's okay. Like it's like a 6, 5.
Is he done?
Keep going. Keep going. I want to hear 3. Get it down to a 3.
Well, I will say one thing. JJ, did you read the books?
No, but one of my really close friends has, and he like explained the entire book to me. So
I'm actually surprised he hasn't because he loves to read.
I don't have the books.
So do I. We have a lot in common, JJ. So
There never reads. Don't let him lie to you.
Who?
so
Which one's
me,
that?
the almighty Caesar. So Deadpool. Oh, so what's next? Despicable. Who saw that?
Me.
Was it good?
I've seen Despicable.
That's
No,
we're talking about Despicable Me
I
right
heard
now.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Well,
Yeah,
Caesar
we're waiting for.
opened too soon, but we're on Despicable Me.
I've
4.
seen that movie.
Okay, are you the only one that saw it here? I think.
I haven't seen it. No.
I saw it. Obviously,
Oh,
I
you
had
saw it.
all these.
When did you see it?
Grammy and Papa.
Oh, that's right.
So, go ahead and give your review, JJ. Working on this note.
Personally, I didn't like the movie. One, it was really fast, and I don't like the whole spoiler. His kid becoming a cricket thingy, whatever he became. Yeah, it was gross.
I have to go to the bathroom.
But like it just didn't make a lot of sense, and I think there was no reason for the 4th movie. Like they could have left it at 3 because like the Rise of Gru, that was a good movie. The first 3 were good. Like all those were good movies, and then they made the 4th and the 3rd, and that kind of just ruined the franchise of like this is supposed to be a fun kids movie, not an action fighting scene. Like the first one had action, it was funny, and it was really good. The 3rd one was a dude who used gum to steal a diamond.
Can we vote to have JJ as to move to the Rotten Tomatoes network?
I agree.
You know, I Tom, it's something like you talked about how Godzilla King Kong was kind of a toy movie. Despicable is one of those strictly 100% cash grab because of.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They can make 35 of these.
That's why there's
And-
like 6 Minions movies too.
Right, and
Yeah.
and they will always make money.
I love Minions.
There's 3
So-
Minion movies.
So,
And he's a purple minion.
I want to say this: Despicable Me 4 is bad, right? But to me, them making Toy Story 5 is a lot worse than this.
Agreed.
I heard about that. I'm so disappointed.
Me too.
3.
It's just like you said, cash grab. And it is what it is. That's their stuff. I'm gonna
Yeah.
my kids to watch it, and I'm gonna watch it too. So, regardless, okay, we're gonna go with Deadpool, Wolverine. I'm pretty sure we all watched it, right?
Oh,
Oh, good.
absolutely.
Leave Tom at the end because I know he's gonna go in depth. We'll start off with Caesar because I want him stealing everybody else's ideas. Oh, where's he? Right there. I'll go after Caesar so I can do the same. Then we'll go Mandy, then JJ.
I have so many opinions, but I'm going to hear what everybody else says first.
No, you give yours.
Yeah, you go first.
You know what? We've talked this movie to death.
We have.
I felt like I've seen it 17 times as much as we've talked about it, even though I've only
Yeah.
seen it once. Bottom
Yeah.
line,
Yep.
Good movie. It was fun. Haven't had this much fun in the movie theater in a very long time. The storyline was all right, but I went really just because it was a Deadpool Wolverine,
Yeah.
and that's my reason why everybody went. And the storyline was what it was. The villain was actually kind of a bitch, so I was okay with that. She was, she was not good. It was
I
a
loved how creepy she was.
decent villain. Yeah, so it's definitely it was my highlight of the summer. I'll give you that.
I want to go with it was a good movie, and I gave it a 7. So many awesome cameos, the ups and downs, different versions of Wolverine came out. The comic accurate version of Wolverine came out. The dance scene starting off was awesome.
The opening scene was amazing.
The opening, yeah, that was just amazing, right? I enjoyed it so much. The cameos were awesome. I kept going up and down every time. Like I saw Blade, I saw Elektra. I wasn't so excited with Elektra. I'm not gonna lie. I saw Channing Tatum. I was excited, and then I heard his voice. Then I was like, eh. And then when we saw Chris Evans, I was excited. And then you saw him as name
Torch.
yeah, Torch, and then how he dies, and then the ending was cool. Seeing him reenact what he actually said. That one altogether, I gave that. Maybe it should have been a little bit higher, but like I said, the story wasn't 100%. It was just tying up some loose ends here and there. It was just a cameo of sorts of this cameo movie. So, Mandy, you're next.
It was a fun movie, and it's a movie I can watch over and over because it's going to make me laugh. And I am not embarrassed to say I gave a round of applause when Blade showed up in the middle of the theater.
Did you stand up and do it?
Well, no, because no one would see me anyways.
I was about to say, it wouldn't matter.
Sure. But that made me very happy because I know a lot of people were doing a lot of spoilers with the cameos, and that was one I did not know about. So
they did
very
a good
excited.
job. The nerds of this community did a pretty good job of keeping the spoilers down too.
Yeah. That's it.
Our turn. Okay.
You can go first.
So I will agree that it is a very fun movie. That movie had me laughing in multiple ways. No, the story of the movie, you're right, by all counts, was kind of dumb. Like the story was like, but that wasn't a movie to watch for the story in any way, shape, or form. It was strictly for the Wolverine appearances, the cameos, and oh my God, the puns. It was just a movie to make you laugh and enjoy. And that is what everybody in the theater did. They laughed at it and they enjoyed it. That was all there was to it. Like, it was just funny. Your turn, kid.
I wanna go after the other guy.
No, it's you go.
So I'm gonna say this right now. Everyone's gonna hate me for this. Greatest Marvel opening of all time. One of the greatest Marvel movies of all time. In my opinion.
Agreed.
You're right. I do hate it.
But I think that the cameos were really cool. I think the Human Torch was really cool, like the old Human Torch. I think the Sabretooth Wolverine fight was really cool because they brought in the old Sabretooth. The suits of Wolverine was really good. The new Deadpool suit looked absolutely amazing. And Gambit. I
liked Gambit.
That was really cool. I think
I did too.
I think his accent was too heavy. It was too Russian for me.
Russian.
Not Russian, sweetie.
I don't know what it is.
It's New Orleans, so it's
Cajun.
It was Cajun. That's why. Have you ever heard a real Cajun?
It's pretty accurate.
He's not that far off.
No.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
And his was too how they talk. Yes, it's very thick and very heavy. His was very slammed together. Their words aren't really that condensed that much. They're a little more enunciated in some parts, which is the only thing that annoyed me about it. But I loved him as Gambit. I can't wait for them to do something with that.
And I will say some of the lines that they said, like Gambit said a few really funny lines.
They all did.
Deadpool did. I think it's one of my favorite Marvel movies ever.
Tom, it's your turn.
So I hate Deadpool. like I hate Deadpool with a passion. The
Whoa.
character in every incarnation of its existence, I hate Deadpool. So I went into this movie fully expecting to hate this movie. I was prepared to hate this movie. But surprise, surprise, it's at the top of my list for this year of everything that I've seen. And it has nothing to do with Deadpool. It is despite Deadpool. There was just enough of everything else, specifically Hugh Jackman, to sort of balance the stupidity of Deadpool with some semblance of, actual acting and that sort of thing. So I was very surprised that I liked it. But I was surprised I liked it because it did surprise me. It's very hard to surprise me with these things. I've seen enough of them. I know what's happening, but this was wild. I mean, all like you guys said, like all the different Wolverines were wild to see. All the Deadpools were wild to see. The cameos were crazy. I had no idea what they were doing with any of that. The only one that I knew was X-23. That I knew was going to happen. But outside of that, I was like, God, this was really well built. I think the people that get upset about the story part were expecting more. Like they were expecting sort of a direct X-Men, like this is going to take us right to the X-Men. You know what I mean? But that wasn't really its point. That wasn't really its purpose. And so it got sort of free reign to kind of do whatever it wanted, which was a little bit wild. It wasn't really constrained by anything. It connected to a lot of stuff that we knew, but it wasn't constrained in a box like a lot of this Marvel stuff kind of has to sit in a box because it has to then connect to the next thing and so on and so on. So I love that it just kind of got to do what it wanted to do. And it was a fun ride. It's at the top of my list. I can't say anything else.
It's gonna be one of those movies that you're gonna
This
watch.
came in today.
Oh, you finally got it.
Yeah, I already got it forever though.
It's one of those movies that when it comes out on TV, when you're able to stream it or whatever, you're gonna watch it over and over again because I know for a fact there's quite a few jokes in there that I missed. It's probably
I missed a cameo of Stan Lee.
Oh, did you see? That's the whole thing. It moves so fast.
There's a cameo of Stan Lee.
Wow.
See what I mean?
There was a picture.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It was a picture of him.
There was a picture on the side of the bus that it was
Got it. Okay.
I was just saying.
Stanley.
Oh,
But it's one of those movies that when you watch over and over again, you're like, oh, I never caught that the first time. I never catch that the second time because it's so quick and fast,
Yeah.
movement, especially in the theaters, because you're just taking it all in, and you caught the fifth joke, but you missed 1 through 4. So it's those timeless ones, kind of like Deadpool ones. For me, I can always watch that, stuff like that. But hey, it did well, and if it impressed my friend Tom, then it did something right because that motherfucker hates everything. All right, what else we got?
Andy, are you drinking now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that lasted. Inside Out 2, who saw that?
I did, obviously.
All right.
Nobody else?
Nobody else saw it?
No.
My kid
JJ.
has not.
You go first, JJ.
So my experience with the movie wasn't very good. So I'll put that out right now.
Wasn't that a date for you?
Yeah, wasn't a good one either.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you know what? If that's gonna affect the review, we need to move on.
Hold the phone. How old are you?
He's 14.
14. So the movie, I think the middle of the movie was very sad.
I'm old.
I actually almost cried in the middle of that movie.
aw.
The story of like her becoming a teenage girl makes a lot of sense. All those new emotions make a lot of sense.
I mean, at least you're comparing it to like real life experience.
I'm comparing it to myself. Makes lots of sense. Even though the whole friends professional thingy, that made no sense.
I didn't have a date till I was 23. What the hell?
Bro, back in
Aw,
your
poor
day,
Caesar.
didn't y'all have arranged marriages back in your day, Caesar?
That's funny.
What are you talking about? Anyways, I agree with you, JJ, 100%. My daughter, she's 11, and she's going through those things, and I can relate with her, and I felt like I wanted to cry. So it was a movie for me to relate with my daughter.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a good story. I still hated happiness, and then I hated anxiety so much at the same time. I'm like, damn.
I didn't like the purple dude with long hair. He pissed me off.
He didn't do shit. He was annoying.
So,
You know,
so Inside Out 2 made more money because it came out before Deadpool, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and it's a kids movie, so you know,
Kids
if it does
movies
well,
tend to.
yeah, you get every time
Okay,
you go to
well,
the theater, you got to bring your 3
Came
kids.
out way
Yeah.
before Deadpool and Wolverine.
And you guys say it's just a sequel. It's not like a number 3 or number 4 or number 5. A sequel, what's gonna do is, I think, if the first one is good, the second one would do just as good or even better sometimes.
Well,
This
that's what
movie
you
is-
hope anyway.
And
That's
then
what-
they promoted the heck out of it too. Like the McDonald's had toys.
They
There's
really, they promoted the shit out of that movie.
I did want to. One of the reasons why I wanted to bring in Tom, because I wanted to hear your take on the Alien Romulus.
Hmm. Sure.
Did you not like it? You said. Was it fun?
I didn't like not like it, but I didn't find it to be anything that I'd ever watch again. Basically, you know, it was basically just like, let's take pieces of Alien and Aliens and make a movie with those pieces, and a little. I don't want to go into spoilers here, but a little bit of Alien Resurrection too. Like it just was like. And here's the thing: when I heard it was announced it was happening, I was excited because I like Fede Alvarez. When I saw the trailer, I was like, God damn, I want to see this movie. And then I got this movie, and it was just this re-Tetrising of the elements that are already in the first 2 movies. So there's and then there is a little bit of connection to like Prometheus and Covenant, stuff like that. There's a little bit of that. But what kind of frustrated me was that almost universally Prometheus and Covenant fans are like, get that out of here. But now here we have this movie that uses elements from those movies, and they're like, yay, I love that stuff. I'm like, no, you don't get to do this. Like you either love all of this or you hate it forever. And I don't care which way. Pick away, go away. But so it was really strange to me. You know, it's filmed really great. Like it's Fede, so it looks amazing. It's a beautiful film. The CGI is great. Like it's amazing to look at. But the story there's just nothing there.
Tom, I have a question for you. Do you think you having so much knowledge and seen so many movies may affect you from enjoying other movies?
100%. But even more than that is I'm a writer myself. And so when I see a lot of this stuff, I'm like, wait a minute, what just happened here? Like the story doesn't make sense, or this is part of something else that we've already seen and it's not being acknowledged, or what, you know, that kind of thing. So yes, it's overload of content. And yes, I'm a writer, and so if you throw me while I'm watching your movie, I'm going to rewrite it for you in my brain as we're going along. I'm like, no, you should have done it. This would have been way better. On and on and on. So yes, that's for sure a thing, and that's a real thing too. I actually came across that at some point. I can't think of what it is, but there's actually a term for like too much content, and it starts to throw you off. But Deadpool and Wolverine is a perfect example of like, you can still get me. Like it's not that hard to get me, because here's a movie that I was prepared to hate and I liked it. And then Alien was a movie I wanted to love, and I was like,
So what a coincidence that you just named something, you just brought something up, is expectations. The low expectation, which
helps a lot.
But Deadpool, you're like, and then the high expectation with Aliens, right?
Yep.
And you got the reverse effect. You were like, I was highly entertained, and then I was thinking so much hope for the Aliens, and it ended up really disappointing.
Yeah.
It is funny.
You know, here's the thing. I saw a review the other day, and this is going to be just, you know, kind of generalized, but someone was talking about how great Alien Romulus was, and they started to describe like, oh, the tone, and it was scary, and it was creepy, and like, you know, they were giving like, you know, 9.5 out of whatever. The nostalgia is so great, like 9.5. And I'm like, and then they were like, this is even better than Aliens. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Ooh, easy.
You're telling me that the nostalgia value is more valuable than the actual real movie that pulled the nostalgia from? Like, you guys are reviewing movies in the wrong context here. You know what I mean? Like, nostalgia is fine. I have no problem with it, you know, but you can't tell me that you loved it because of that and it's better than the original because of the nostalgia. Like, what just happened? That makes my head explode. So again, it's not an unwatchable movie at all. Like, it's completely watchable.
Will you watch it again?
No, never again. No point. Because again, even the new stuff, like with the Covenant pieces, you know, it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't take me anywhere. So there's just not, other than just seeing the visuals, which were great. There's just nothing there for me. I'd rather watch Prometheus and Covenant again, because at least they tried to do something. They tried to tell a different story. But in that regard, it was a story that the Alien fans didn't want. Like, they wanted the connection to LV-426. Like, they were like, tell us how the space jockey got there. Tell us where the Queen came from. And Ridley Scott was like, no, I'm going to change all of that on you and make it black goo. And then we're going to send them to another planet in Alien Covenant and do a completely different thing there. And the fans were like, yo, just give us the connecting pieces. And, you know, and now this attempts to connect some of those pieces, but just in a really tiny way.
I'm the wrong person.
We'll receive another one.
I mean, the last one I saw was Resurrection, which is one Sigourney Weaver again. Is that Resurrection?
That was her last one. Yeah, that was the fourth.
That's the last one I saw.
Yeah,
I never saw.
You didn't see the Alien versus Predator ones?
I don't know. I don't remember. I'm old. I'm old. The thing is that I never saw Covenant. I never saw Prometheus.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw Alien Predator.
That's on the TV show.
Maybe I did. Is that what Hendrickson?
Yeah, Lance Henriksen was in the first Alien versus Predator. They both get panned, but the first Alien Predator to me is a really fun movie. And it's the one that takes place like in like Antarctica or something, where they find the tomb underneath the ice.
Like a pyramid, right? Or something.
Right. It's like the testing grounds for the predators to train and do that kind of stuff. And then the second one it's awful. It's terrible. But I like that one a lot. I actually have always enjoyed that one. And I like Alien Resurrection too. I understand the not liking the finale, you know, with the weird alien human thing. Like, I get that. That was pretty strange. But the movie itself, I thought, was perfectly organic in its storytelling and doing what it needed to do to keep that particular timeline alive. And then the Alien and Predator ones, I guess, are not really canon. They're not like specific canon. Right. They're just like, hey, let's just tell a story. We'll put it over here.
It's like Jason versus, you know,
Freddy versus Jason. It's
Jason.
It's just, let's just tell a story and go over here. I'm like, yeah, all right, that's fine.
We're looking forward to Predator, right? I know Dale's behind me. We're looking forward to the Predator Badlands movie.
Prey was really good.
Oh, I enjoyed Prey. I enjoyed the hell out of Prey. I truly enjoyed that.
The only problem that I have with Predator sort of in general and kind of where it's going in this capacity is we keep seeing the Predator lose. Like, Predator always loses. At some point, I need to see one of these guys actually win a fight, like legitimately win a fight. Now, I understand
that'll be the end of the movie, right? He wins, and then
because we can still tell another story somewhere, but let's see him win one of these days. You know, especially against the Indian chick, right? Especially, it's like here's a technologically advanced alien predator who's fighting a bunch of Native Americans with muskets and knives, and I'm like, really? You can't win this fight? But so at some point, I would just like to see a change in the dynamic. You know, like in the first Predator, he wiped out the squad, but then Schwarzenegger gets him. Like, I get it, but then he's fighting some gang members and Danny Glover, and he can't win a fight.
That one didn't make sense at all. Honestly.
Come on, it is Danny Glover though.
It is Danny Glover. It's Danny Glover. Yeah. So
I would just barely Lethal Weapon. I mean, you can't.
I understand. I would just like to see, and this is something that Hollywood won't do, but I would like to just see some alternative takes on some of these things that we already know. Like, we're going to walk in and go, hey, this is going to be a great movie, but she's going to beat the Predator. Oh my God, he killed her and he wins. And like, you know what I mean? Like, that would be a wild finale. Again, as a storyteller, I want to throw stuff at my audience from time to time that they're not ready for. If they think they know, I want them to not know.
The twist. There's movies nowadays. Movies now are missing what we had back in the early 2000s or even the 90s. a twist. We all like the twist. They go, oh,
Yeah.
I did not even see that coming. Right? Everything is so formula.
Yeah.
So I've watched so many movies with my wife. I'm like, I can already tell you how this shit's gonna be. I can already tell you what's the next scene's gonna be.
Do you
And it's too much.
do you
Murat and I
know
make bets on how predictable things are.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, this is how it's going to end.
do you know that there was an alternate ending for the first Alien movie that Ridley
Oh
Scott
my
did?
God, can we please change the subject? I can't anymore with aliens right now.
This is wild. This was the alternate ending, and then we'll move on. So the alternate ending, basically, you got the movie was the same. They're going through and Ripley and the alien fight and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then it ends with the ship sailing off and doing the monologue, right? Like I'm Ripley, last survivor in the Nostromo, whatever. But then it comes back into the ship, and the alien has Ripley's head, and it was actually doing the talking, so it was mimicking her.
I'm in.
Okay, where did you find that?
It's just alien stuff has been coming up everywhere now because of this new movie. So people have been doing deep dives into all the old films, and that was the original concept. They never filmed it or anything, but that was the original concept for how they wanted to end it.
that would've
Was
been freaky
the
as
alien
fuck.
would have won, and then express that power that it can mimic. So
So the next topic, I know we hit a whole 3 minutes on the first list. This is gonna be the second list, and let's see how. It's only 70 movies. Be quick draw. Actually, I'm gonna skip a couple of these because it's like the book club. The next chapter. That's supposedly a summer movie. I have never seen this. Have y'all seen this?
What are you talking about?
Oh, with the women.
Yeah.
Okay. I've
Have
seen
you-
the previews for it. I haven't seen the movie yet. I didn't even think it was released yet, was it?
I didn't either.
2023.
When?
2000 last year.
Really?
What's
Yeah,
it
I
called?
thought it was this year.
When?
What's it called? The book club?
Book club. The next chapter.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
It's
The
a woman.
next-
It's a woman's.
Woman's movie. So next one is Once Upon
well, there's
a
no
Time.
book clubs with dudes for sure.
No,
That's
especially
not-
with me.
Fight Club.
Tell you that one.
Once Upon
Fight
a
Club,
Time.
yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's the next one on there, and I think most of us have seen this movie, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that.
of course.
Okay. That's number 2 on this list of summertime movies, and it's the end of the summertime. What are your ranking on this movie, or do you suggest movie to be watched?
Wait,
Honestly,
these are last year's movies, though. You said.
no, these are the top 70 best summertime movies of all time.
Oh, okay, got it.
So that's why it's
Of all
September.
time.
Yeah, this was
What-
2019.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is, for me, fantastic, because Tarantino does what everybody wish would have happened, right? He makes, Manson didn't pull through. The Bianca actually never happened. Same thing what he did when they shot Hitler and all that in the Inglourious Bastards. I love the alternate universe that he creates, and it's fun. It's because we already know the story, we already know the history. For him to twist it and give it a sort of happy ending, I like that. It was nice, man. It was good.
I'm sure the victims loved it too.
Yeah.
Mandy.
That was
What are
random.
you eating, dude?
Yeah. And she takes a swig. That's nice.
She's eating.
What's the next one?
The next one is a Midsummer. I don't know how to say this word.
Midsummer is a stupid movie.
Midsummer.
I hated it.
Stupid.
Wow, Mandy, you actually hated a movie?
Yeah,
Wow. For you to
it takes
hate
a
movie,
lot. I know. I have low
You-
expectations.
You are Bizarro Tom. You are Bizarro Tom. For you to hate a movie, it's a big deal.
It
For
takes a
Tom
lot.
to like
For Tom to love a movie.
Yeah,
is a
but
big
Mandy
deal.
and I both hate this one.
Yeah,
so
we
you
both
know
hated it.
Something's got to be wrong.
it's
Don't
gonna
like this one, guys.
fucking snow in California right now.
So the next one is National Lampoon's Vacation.
Lampu.
Vacation
I
is
mean-
fantastic.
I am not a fan of those movies. Like to me,
Really?
they're just dumb. They're just dumb.
They are
I
dumb, but they're supposed to be.
But that's what. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Which one was
I
it?
know,
Yeah.
Was it
I
Christmas
have,
Vacation?
I have a line with my comedy.
That's fair. That's
I have
totally
a-
fair. Yeah.
I have a weird line with it, and then I'm like, some of it, I'm just like, that's why I'm not a Will Ferrell fan. Can't stand
Yeah,
him.
sure.
Don't like
Oh, I
him.
love Will Ferrell.
Me too.
What movie was that? The Vacation one?
The first Vacation.
Oh,
Yeah.
the first Vacation. That's a classic. Come on.
Wally
I've
They're
World.
seen
so good.
It's
Well,
just
Vacation was the shit.
The next one is Girls Trip with Regina Hall, Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett Smith. I already hate that movie because of her,
Move on.
and Tiffany Haddish. I don't want to see that.
I'm surprised by that one.
You saw it? Man?
hmm
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, but I'm surprised that it wasn't. This is the best of all time summer movies, huh?
That's
Yeah, are you now, Dell? Is this saying based on box office money or just is it?
It's just a list that they I guess put up together.
But summer when it
Someone
says summer,
was drunk on Reddit because
it's-
this list makes no sense.
well, when it says summer movies, I don't think it means summer blockbusters. I mean, I think it means it
Just
takes
random.
place during the summer. Yeah.
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 So
I'm curious
the
about
next
the list.
the next one is E.T.
Oh, that's not the summer. That's actually Halloween.
Oh,
But yeah,
Is it?
Halloween is great. Or Halloween. Well, Halloween is great, but so is ET.
E.T. is
my child doesn't like ET.
don't
I think I'm gonna
understand
disown him
it.
now.
I don't
Yeah,
understand
that's outside for you,
Yeah.
buddy.
Give him away.
Bye bye.
I don't
See ya.
understand the point of the movie.
Get out of here.
And you need to rewatch
Go
it.
home.
Have a
That's
heart.
when you need to
Go
go
home.
home.
Yeah. Go home, not go
Everybody's telling
home.
you to leave.
Go home, not phone home. Go home.
And then the next one is the Karate Kid, but the original.
Karate
Oh,
Kid's good.
yeah.
Well, come on.
Love
I
the
mean,
original
it-
Karate
it is-
Kid.
Watch
Come
it
on.
now. Watch it now as an adult. It is the funniest shit you've ever seen.
It's hilarious.
It is.
It's
it
so
is
corny, but it's
It
great.
is so corny.
I still like the
is.
second one better, but the first one's good.
Well,
Are
the,
you
but the
insane?
original's right. The original sequel, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, I hate the one with Smith's kid,
Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one either.
The next one I know everybody's gonna like, Sandlot.
Sandlot's great.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sandlot's great.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
I love
Next one is the Endless Summer from 1966.
1966 in the summer. That's with a night. I think that's a
Robert
very
August
young.
and Michael Hinson.
I think it's also a very young Mark Hamill. But I could be wrong.
Very young.
Okay, the next one is Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
Uh
No idea. No stay.
yeah, that's with the one.
Scarlett
chick.
Johansson and Chris Messina.
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, Javier Bardem
Javier Bardem.
and Penelope Cruz. Remember her?
That's who it is. Penelope
I
Cruz,
haven't
yeah.
seen. All right, either I have seen it and I don't know the name of it because
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that nobody saw except for
Tom
Pervy.
probably.
pervy people. Go ahead. Who's the next one?
The way back. But this is with Leon James, Stephen Carroll, Sam Rockwell.
Nope.
I have never seen this. 2013.
All right.
Wow,
Yep.
no one knows anything about indie films in this chat. Hey man, I'm all based on 100%. If I any film we're talking about. Okay, In the Heights. I remember that one.
yeah.
It was all right.
Which one was that?
They're like the 4 kids in the Bronx.
Yeah.
This list bores me.
Right? This is you need a better list.
This
now.
is like you need
Okay,
a list.
next
You
one,
need a
next
list of lists and pick the top list of the list.
I know what you did last summer, the original.
Oh,
They're making a sequel to that one.
That's okay.
Or
You know, it's kind
I
of funny
like,
when it,
I
when
like
it-
the original one because it was
Me
fun.
too.
When I started doing all the other crap. I still
Yeah.
like what you did. I'm just like, really go away.
It was fun for its time when it came out.
That's correct.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what it was. That's
That's
exactly
correct.
what it was.
And the next one is Dirty Dancing.
Mm.
Dancing is great.
Absolutely.
That's great.
We listened to the soundtrack like all day yesterday.
Who?
Did you tell Marat to lift you up?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen a clip of that movie on TikTok.
Yeah, Marat and I listened to a lot of soundtracks.
I tripled that one. Then the next one is Crazy Rich Asians. I like that one.
I like
I love that movie.
Only because that's how families are there.
Never saw
It's
it.
true. That's half my family right there. It's
I'm not
so
ag-
relatable.
I'm not against it. I just haven't had a chance to see it.
It's funny.
The next one, I've seen this movie. And it's adults me, 34 years old. It's Bull Durham.
Oh man.
It's a
I know what
baseball
it is,
movie.
but I've
with-
never seen it.
No, I saw it. I'm surprised.
Very
And
young.
the
I've seen it, but I don't remember it.
Okay, this one I remember so much of watching it on HBO. Tin Cup.
I love
Oh
Tin
yeah.
Cup.
Kevin
It's a good
Costner.
one.
Love Tin Cup.
It's the
Kevin Costner.
past.
Back when Kevin Costner was in every single movie in the 90s.
Well, it's funny because the movie Bill Durham, Kevin
Bull
Costner,
Durham, he was a pitcher in Bull Durham.
yeah, so it's like back-to-back movies. And
Yeah.
then the next one,
Side note: everybody avoid Horizon. Holy shit!
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Really?
I,
Oh my god! You'll
I do
never
like-
get that 3 hours of your life back.
And they're making a second, and they have to make a second one, right? 'Cause
It's
part
made. It's done. They
Oh,
were supposed to
no.
release it already, but they pulled it off the schedule so that they could run it streaming and try and get some
one.
people to care about it. So it may
Really?
still release, but as of right now, they're trying to just build
That
some kind of.
sucks, man. I like me a good old western. I really do. And,
So do I, and that's why I
So
went.
do
the next one, The Goonies.
I. I mean, classic.
Hey, you guys!
I don't know. Goonies is all right. I think-
Shame on you.
no, honestly, let me tell you why. Goonies is one of those movies that we talk about all the time. Pure nostalgia. It
Yeah.
is pure nostalgia.
So
There's nothing wrong with that.
Same thing with Ninja Turtles and all that. It's not a good movie. It was a
Oh,
movie
Caesar,
about
get out. It's
Again,
fine. Just get out.
Mandy. Given what you just said, it's a good movie for that time.
Yeah.
So The Goonies came out in 1985. The next movie on this list came out in 1986. And you let me know if this one is better. And it's called Stand By Me.
Stand by
Yeah,
Me is
that's-
great.
That's not by me.
That's good. That's a great movie.
That's
because
eternal.
it's-
Eternal.
Why? Because it was written well. It's
It
a very
was.
well-written movie.
Yeah.
It's a Stephen King short, so you know, and he had his hand in it. So it's going to be written well and acted well, and the funny thing is, it's a movie of just pure talk. That's all.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, and
There's
that's
no,
the thing. Like, yeah, when you have kids, you got to have good kid actors to pull that off, and all
Right.
those
Sure.
All
kids
four of them were good.
were
I mean,
good
you
kid
had
actors.
Will Wheaton, River Phoenix, Corey
Yeah.
Feldman, Jerry O'Connell,
Yeah.
and Kiefer
And if you grew up as like a latchkey kid, which I think most of us did, it's so relatable.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah, you're
understand
right.
Wandering through the woods.
I mean, and like train tracks, like that was we used to pull Stand By Me's every weekend.
That
Wow. Did you
that
find dead
train
bodies?
bridge is actually cordoned off now, so you can't get to it.
Oh no
Wow,
shit!
really?
Because after that movie, everybody tried to do it, right?
And the next one is Grease, the original.
Yeah.
I like me some Grease. I'm not gonna
Alright.
lie. I like me a good musical, and Grease. Is
How can you listen to it and not want to sing along with it?
I mean,
Love
it
Grease.
It's
it
fine.
was good.
It's better than The Outsiders.
It's fine.
Whoa, it's better than The Outsiders?
Outsiders.
No.
I read the book and watched the movie. One of my least favorite books and movies I've ever read.
Who's this kid?
We need to put
Unfortunately, he's mine.
The kid of honesty that no one likes his opinion of, but it's a true opinion.
He'll
Listen,
give it-
partner, until people make a hashtag for you like they have with me, hashtag Tom hates everything, you're still in the cool group.
JJ is just the young version of you, Tom.
Oh,
We'll raise him. We'll get him raised up right. He's on the
Rotten
right track.
Tomatoes
But you
for
got to
sure.
go watch ET again because you got to.
He's already made his name in the comic world on his own. I'm just his mom.
You're like,
This is about. The
I
next
helped
one was
create it, so
What's
Daddy
next?
Daycare was the next one, which was all right movie.
Nah.
really?
Is that with Adam
Alright.
Sandler? Is that with Adam Sandler?
No, with Eddie
No,
Murphy.
that's Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
which movie?
Oh,
Daddy
Daddy
Daycare?
Daycare.
I don't remember.
Oh, see, I thought that was dumb.
Yep, you
Yeah,
were right.
It was like
You're right.
one of those movies for this time. McMandy said earlier. Next one, Dazed and Confused.
I mean, classic. Great
love
soundtrack.
Confused. Love me some Dazed and Confused. Matthew McConaughey was just funny in that movie.
Dazed and Confused was like half of my life. So for me, it's very relatable.
Jesus, between Stand By Me and Dazed and Confused, you had a fantastic life.
I've lived a great life.
I made a
What's up,
poster
Bombs?
here. What movies would not make it to this? They kind of this year, or this kind of generation. That one wouldn't have passed, obviously for obvious reasons.
Oh, I can tell you right now. You mean movies that could not be made now?
Yeah,
Oh, Airplane, Blazing Saddles,
Airplane. Yeah.
History of the World, anything Mel Brooks, The Jerk, anything Mel Brooks.
Oh, The
or
Jerk
The
is
Young-
so funny.
No way, no how it could be made now. It just
Tropic Thunder.
oh,
I hate that
Oh.
fucking movie. It's so dumb.
Oh, I
I love it.
I'm not
I hate
gonna lie.
that movie.
I do love me some Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
I bet you do.
I do. I do love me some Tropic Thunder. I'm like,
What's up, Beckman?
what does that mean,
Andrew?
Shannon? What do you mean? I bet you do. What does that even mean?
The Great Outdoors is the next one.
I love that movie.
Dan Aykroyd and
John
That's a
John
cute
Candy.
Yeah.
Because then it makes me think of like planes, trains, and automobiles, and like all the just older movies in that era. Like I get excited about them
There was no rules back then, when it came to
because people weren't nearly as fucking picky with their heads up
Well,
their asses. So
that was in the 80s. All of the stuff in the 80s, all the rules were collapsing. The stuff because
That's true.
you had really strict stuff in the 60s and into the 70s. You had strict rules, and then all of a sudden that kind of fell away, and that's where you started getting all the booby movies and the horror
That's right.
movies and slasher movies and
it's true.
like all that
The
stuff
80s
happened in the
90s
80s.
great.
All in one movie.
That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
all in one.
And it's funny,
All
a lot
in
of these movies
movies.
are in the 80s. The next one, too.
Yeah.
Risky
Yeah.
Business.
Risky business.
I
yeah.
love Risky Business.
It's so good.
And then
Back
the
in the
next
day
one
when Tom Cruise was like worth watching to me.
oh, really?
I mean,
I don't watch him now, but it's funny how I haven't ever heard anybody say that out loud. Like, I don't like Tom Cruise.
I don't mind Tom. I don't mind his movies.
I don't watch anything now because to me it just like the Mission Impossibles. I'm over them.
But Top Gun, the second one was great.
I've
was
been
good.
there, done that. Top Gun is the only okay. So,
Exception?
well, it'll be an exception for a reason. We just haven't brought ourselves to watch it yet for massive personal reasons.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's my mom right there. Mom, what is it work tomorrow?
What?
Hello, Mama Guzman.
Yeah.
Buenas noches.
Next one is Little Miss Sunshine.
I did see Little Miss Sunshine.
I did too.
I would never see it again. I don't even know why I saw it the first time.
They're crazy. The next one I have never seen. I don't know if Tom or Caesar's seen this one. The 7-Year Itch.
The 7-Year Itch is
Heard of
it's boring.
Gonorrhea.
It's an adult movie.
Oh,
Never mind.
It's an
I'm
adult
just-
movie. It's no boobies. Well, there is boobies, but there's no.
Are there crabs involved?
no- crabs? Did you say
Okay,
crabs?
just everybody be
It's not the 7-year pinch. It's the
Hey
7-year
guys,
itch.
just know
Is
that
that the 7-year?
my child does not have sensitive ears and he's very well rounded in
It's very true.
perversion. So you're okay with certain things, I promise.
okay. Well, let's make
Go
sure.
ahead. What's
Marilyn
next?
Monroe was in that movie, by the way.
He's got
Who?
some good little one-liners too. It's annoying.
He does.
The next one is Little Darlings.
Little Darling. Little
I
Darling.
watched it, but I don't remember it.
What year is that? 1970 something?
1980.
Yeah.
Is that with
That's
Jodie
all.
Foster? Is Jodie Foster on that?
Tim O'Neill, Christy
Tim-
McNichol, and
Kristen
Margot.
McNichol, Tim O'Neill. That's a coming of age movie from the 1980s. Not that I
Then-
saw it.
Yeah, sure. Anyways, Jumanji, the new one, Welcome to the Jungle 2017 is on this list.
I never saw it. I never saw
Take
it.
the original over
The-
any of them.
The-
Original.
The remake is surprisingly good. The first remake when they become
The
they
character.
go into a video game instead of going to the
Mhm.
board game. It's surprisingly good. I'm not a big fan of like The Rock, but he did really well with what he had to do. All the characters had to become other characters. Like Jack Black had to become like this 17-year-old girl in the game. Like it's
That he
really
did
funny.
do great with
Yeah.
that.
It's legitimately pretty. It's pretty funny. I'm not going to say it compares to the first specifically, but it is its own entity, and it works
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Wow, I'm not surprised. Next one is Flamingo Kid. I've never seen this one. But
Nope.
Matt Dillon is in
Matt Dillon. Yeah.
Flamingo Kid.
Mhm.
1984. Then 2012, Moonrise Kingdom with Bruce Willis, Bill Murray, Edward Norton, Frances McDormand, and Jared Gilman.
Oh, that's like that summer camp movie, right?
Uh,
I feel like
Isn't
I've
it like a
seen
summer camp movie?
looks like it.
Yeah, I've heard about that, but I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, the next one is Jaws.
Jaws. That should be at
Gotta
the top
have
of this
Jaws.
list.
Yeah,
Top of the
that was
list.
I have an opinion on Jaws.
All right, let's hear it, JJ. I want to hear
First
it.
one's really good. The second one's not so good.
Oh, okay.
And my opinion is the only reason because I've seen all the Jaws and I've seen all the Megs. In my opinion, the Meg is 10 times better.
That's false.
Ooh.
Get out. Get
Yeah.
out. Get out. And I'll
Meg?
tell you why. The Meg,
The Meg?
Meg only exists because
Because
of Jaws.
Jaws.
If the next time you watch Meg, I want you to think about Jaws as you're watching it, and you're going to see Jaws all the time in that movie. Like they just kept pulling things from Jaws and putting it in the movie on purpose. Like it's a tribute, it's an homage to Jaws. So the movie The Meg is basically just Jaws on steroids in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. Yeah.
Yeah,
Big time.
There's no way a
Big time.
human
But I
would
like Meg.
go-
I like the first Meg.
I
it
did
was-
too.
It was a
It was
movie
a-
that when I saw it the first time, I was like, I don't know about this, guys. And then I watched it again and I was like, all right, I think I figured it out. And
You go in
I
with
like it.
low expectations. It's entertaining.
sure.
Never
To
seen
me,
it.
it's
Never
like
seen it.
what if Disney made a shark movie? Because there's really
Yeah.
not a lot of like blood and gore or anything. And I was kind of expecting this huge scale of this thing, especially when they go into like Taiwan. I'm expecting
Oh,
him to
yeah.
just like open his mouth and just start swallowing people. But it never really happened. So
I never saw Meg.
see,
Whenever I hear-
the first one is pretty fun.
No, seriously. Whenever I hear Meg, I think of Family Guy.
Family Guy, yeah.
I
It's-
grew
it's
up
difficult.
surfing at like 4 years old in Hawaii, so I saw tiger sharks very close by.
Ah.
And Jaws is literally one of those movies that can terrify you the way it does in real life. And it's a fake shark the whole time. But the way they did it was so like it haunts people's dreams.
What's
Well,
the movie
it's-
with LL Cool J in it? The shark movie with LL.
That's
Cool J?
Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, I love
That's
that
Deep Blue Sea.
movie.
I love that movie.
I love that movie.
With
Here's
the
the-
parrot.
Here's the crazy thing with Jaws, right? Is that Jaws, because the shark didn't work, it
Yeah.
made the movie better because
Yeah.
it became more real. Because if you're out in the ocean, you don't see the shark. That's the
You
whole
don't.
Well,
point.
it's like Blair Witch. You never saw the witch.
Yeah.
And, it was
Yeah.
all
And then
it's
here's
all
the craziest-
psychological.
Here's the really kind of wild part that's sort of like 50 years removed now is in the one of those scenes is where Brody goes like, hey, so is it true that most shark attacks occur like 10 feet from the beach and 3 feet of water? And Hooper's like, yeah, that's right. And now you watch stuff on TikTok where that's completely true. You're literally
accurate.
watching sharks swim up,
Yep.
onto
Oh,
the
yeah,
shore
okay.
and just go crazy. And I'm just like, yo, this is
It's
this is why I don't go in
terrifying.
the water. Yeah, absolutely. It's
I
very
feel like
real, very
This was
real.
better than Meg, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What's next?
Heavyweights.
I love that movie with Ben Stiller.
Yes, and Tom McGowan. Was it correctly?
So
Then
good.
It goes from there. The next one is The Notebook.
Oh,
You're like the saddest movie of all time,
what a transition!
right?
Yeah, I was like, it went from there to The
It
Notebook.
was a very
The
What you
Notebook.
want?
There was
heart wrenching, just sad love
How was
story.
the Notebook above Jaws? This list is bogus.
And then the next one,
What?
the next one is 500 Days of Summer.
Yeah.
So it's like a roller coaster of emotion.
That movie
This
pissed
is
me off.
bizarre.
That movie
It's super
pissed-
bizarre.
that movie
There's
pissed
no
me off.
segues here.
And then next one is Now and Then.
I love that movie. That's a
Yeah.
good like female like teenage girl movie.
And then the
A
next
good
one,
movie in the 90s.
the next one is Thelma and Louise.
Love me some Thelma and
That's a
Louise.
good- that's a good one.
Why,
That's a
why,
good one.
why does that not surprise me, Shane?
It shouldn't.
It should
With
100%
my
does not.
personality and with how I, am portrayed in many ways, no. it should
Totally
not
see
be
you. I totally see you driving off a cliff. 100%.
Yeah, but I'm gonna make sure I land that shit on something.
Probably me. Go ahead with the
That's
next one.
funny.
Then the next one is a real known one. It's Sisterhood of the Traveling
The
Pants.
drop pants, yeah.
The Sisterhood of the Traveling
Traveling
Pants.
yeah.
That's
That's
a
a-
cute movie.
That's
It's
a
a
book.
cute.
It's
movie.
cute. Yeah.
Isn't that also a coming of age movie for the girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one is Something's Gotta Give with Diane Keaton and Jack.
I
Nicholson.
love that movie.
It's a good movie.
Jack Nicholson's funny.
Which
I
one was
loved
it?
him in
Was
that.
a good?
Huh?
He's getting some,
Oh, okay. All right.
but with younger.
All right. The next one is Wet Hot American Summer.
Wet Hot American Summer.
I
You ever
don't-
watch that one?
That's that weird like parody
Yes,
camp
from
movie,
Saturday
right?
Night Live.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's super weird. And then they did a TV show out of it.
They
And then
did.
they
What?
did it. Yeah, and they did a TV show. And then they did like a reunion movie recently too. It's
That's
so
weird.
weird. There's no way to describe it. There's no way to explain what you're going to watch. It's so
Oh, I forgot about
bizarre.
this movie.
I don't even know if it's
Two.
funny, but it's really bizarre.
I don't even know. If
Like
it's
a dude like talks to like a can of tuna in the like
Excuse me?
That's
super,
that's
super
show every
bizarre.
Thursday night.
Bradley Cooper and Paul Rudd are in this movie.
yeah. It's an all-star cast. I mean, it's a huge cast. It's amazing.
So
But-
this one,
Interesting.
It Takes Two with the Olsen twins.
God no. I don't know how that
Oh,
There should be no Olsen twins movies on
They
this list.
scare me.
That's when they switched. Like when they're your kids.
yeah.
They scare me.
And it's crazy how the youngest Olsen twin or
Oh,
the youngest
man,
Olsen
you're-
is more popular now.
Man, I swear to God, you're a moron, and I love you.
It's okay. I was like a court jester back in another life, I think.
That Marat's one lucky man. Go ahead. What's the next one?
Indian Summer with Bill
Oh.
Paxton and Diane Lane.
Okay, that's an old one. All right, what's next?
Blue Crush. I like this one.
Blue Crush was okay.
That one
That's-
about the surfer.
Yeah.
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 The girl surfers.
Okay, all right.
And
That one
then
was okay.
A League of Their Own. That was pretty
Love
awesome.
that.
Wow,
That's good.
that's a classic.
Love that.
It's a
movie.
classic.
That is a classic, and it
Super.
still holds. It still holds.
It
Yeah,
still holds.
absolutely.
It's a
Absolutely.
period piece, so it holds.
So good.
Breaking Away is the next one.
That's the one about the
Dennis
cyclist.
Quaid.
Dennis
Yes.
Quaid, cyclist.
Oh,
Okay, and then there's Dr. Dolittle, the one with Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy's
Oh.
the animal doctor talker.
I heard the one with Robert Downey Jr. is
Nutty
probably
Professor
the-
better not be on this list.
Oh, I know, right? I'm waiting for it.
Do the Right Thing is on this list.
Oh, that's a classic.
Spike
Do
Lee,
the
Martin
Right
Lawrence, Rosie Perez.
Saw that in the theaters.
Where's the horror movies on this list?
Well, it's a
we're
summer
not doing.
movie.
We're not doing horror stuff.
I thought it was like the best summer movies of all time. There should be horror
So
movies on
why
it.
would horror be in summer?
Jaws.
Because, well, around my birthday, which is June, there's always a horror movie because I always go to one.
I
Jaws.
think it's a horror. It's movies based in the summer.
Terrifier.
Oh, yes. How Stella got her groove back.
Bless you.
How Stella got her groove back before Dell
Oh.
did whatever he just did.
he just sneezed on her back. So what? So okay, yeah.
How
Stella
Stella got her groove back.
Okay, yeah, that's a classic also. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on.
Bless you.
Jesus.
Thank you.
He's allergic to all these rom-coms.
Right.
I get it. No. I'm just.
Bend it like Beckham.
Bend it like Beckham.
Why are we doing this right now?
Oh. Oh.
You know what? We'll tell you when to stop. Real women have curves. All right, keep going.
I've never-
Crooklyn, I do know.
Ate well.
No,
I didn't
Oh,
see
this
that
one.
one.
I never saw that.
Of course. Dope.
Dope. Nope.
You
No.
never see how many movies of people look
I'm not. No, any movie of ethnicity. I'm not. The
Right.
Photograph. Nope.
The Parent Trap.
The parent. The
Well, yeah, I've seen
remake.
that.
the remake.
Yeah.
Right.
You never saw it?
Yeah, that's the Lindsay Lohan one. Dennis Quaid.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
The
The
Graduate?
Graduate.
The
Classic.
Graduate.
That's a
That's
good,
classic.
good written. Yeah, good one.
Oh, Mystic Pizza.
Mystic Pizza, I have seen. I don't know why, but I have.
Under
Under the Tuscan Sun, I have seen.
I have to.
It's cute. Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters!
Love
Yeah,
it.
The new one sucks.
That's
I
correct.
agree.
You just earned another point back with me, my friend. You're correct.
Yeah, I agree. The newest one was not good.
That's correct.
I didn't watch any.
Hot Summer Nights.
Nights.
What's going on right now?
I don't know if I've seen it, but I've heard of it.
I've seen it.
Fire Island.
Fire Island. That's Dell. Let's see what else we got.
Summer of Three.
Nope, never heard of it.
The Last
Nope.
Summer.
No, this is gonna be the last time we have a
This
list.
is the weirdest
Teen Beach
list
Movie.
I've
I
ever
agree.
seen.
15 to 20 were kind of like,
Who took the time to make this list? Is my question. Like
Pure
that was
wow.
the
Did it?
weirdest
No.
list.
Dell took the Dell took the time to find this list.
Whoever
No, I
made it,
had saw another one, a fall one. So
this was
Whoever
awesome.
made that list did uppers and downers at the same time.
Whoever made that list should be hogtied. It's
It was
or
a lot
tar and
better. I
feather.
should have got this one.
That was an
I think
awful
this is-
list.
This one should have been the one. I should have gone to IMDb.
Well, it's been fun, you guys.
So, Daisy Confused, Rear Window, Dog Day Afternoon,
Dog Day Afternoon's
Vacation.
classic, yeah.
Has anyone seen the Fall
American
Guy
Graffiti,
yet? Because
that's
that
great.
was funny.
American
I do watch
Graffiti. Love
Full
that
Recommend.
movie.
I have a feeling I'm going to end up watching The Fall Guy by myself.
That was hilarious.
Ready Blue, Adventureland, Summer of Sam. That was a good one. Tu mamá también.
Caddyshack. This is way better list than the other one.
And
Yeah.
Independence Day.
I tell you what, watch Independence Day now. No bueno.
The graphics are terrible, but man, I mean,
Independence Day is still good.
but
But I
that
tell you-
speech is epic.
But I will
Point
say,
Break.
once again, Independence Day for, hey, Point Break, via con Dios.
Oh, Point Break is.
Look, Mandy, Friday the 13th is on here.
Oh,
The
finally.
first one, I will say the
Look,
first one's not bad.
Caesar.
Yeah. Oh,
Brokeback Mountain.
I never saw Brokeback Mountain.
You started it.
I never saw it.
And the Heat.
Did you say I
Caesar's
starred
like, I lived it. I don't need to watch that
in it? Did you
movie.
say I starred in it?
Yeah, Die Hard with a Vengeance. That's a good
You
one.
son of a bitch.
Great movie.
Meatballs.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Yeah, this list is a lot better.
The Whackness, Summer with Monica,
Don't
Dirty Dancing back on there. Almost Famous. I remember that one.
I saw
Great
that.
movie.
Almost
Funny.
Famous is good.
Almost Famous was funny.
The Hot
It was really good.
Breaking Away, The Great Outdoors, The Green Ray, Woodstock,
Classic.
What was that?
It's more of a documentary. than-
Taking Woodstock, The Parent Trap, Summertime, Wet Hot America Six. I think it's another
Why
one.
didn't you pull up this list?
I was in a hurry, so
This
we
is
can
tough.
burn these.
We
Yeah.
did Bernie's.
I will never watch. You know what, Shannon? You talked about how you have a limit with comedy.
Yeah.
Weekend at Bernie's is that. that for me.
Really?
How dare you?
Why the
would
fuck would I
almost
want to watch Weekend at Bernie's?
You would almost think it was for me.
I can't
too,
do that
but
either.
I haven't
I
seen
can't
it
do
in
that
so
either.
long.
Oh,
But it's just
oh, please don't play it.
Please don't play it.
Don't play that. Oh, come
When
on.
I pass, I would like to be walking. I want my loved ones to treat me as Weekend at
Well,
Bernie's.
from what I
you
hear,
are, no, you don't. You want to be taxidermied, and I told you I'd pose you, and we change your outfit.
Yes. Yeah, and then you move me around.
Mandy, from what I heard happened at Kincaid Con, you were Weekend at Bernie's. So actually,
It did. It was wonderful.
Didn't get taxidermied like she requested.
It is my request.
so speaking.
Let's
So
go with her request. Let's go with Mandy's request. Free Guy. That's what the movie. Are you talking about, Mandy?
no, not
Fall
Free Guy.
Guy
Okay,
with Ryan Gosling.
Free Guy.
It's a double entendre if you watch it.
Who has seen it other than Mandy?
I saw it.
All right, Mandy, you want to give your review real quick of that movie?
Oh, my review is that I thought it was hilarious. There are unicorns in it, if that's a selling point.
How
I
so?
don't know what's going on with this podcast. I honestly
Hey,
don't know what the fuck is going on.
I didn't make it up. There's literally unicorns in that movie.
I'm assuming-
Oh, I thought you meant like special pieces in the movie that makes it awesome. There's
I'm
real
assuming-
I
unicorns.
mean,
I'm assuming Tom. that
Again.
you loved it.
you want to watch a free movie on Peacock and you want to laugh and say laughing is not for you, there's unicorns.
Oh,
And say laughing is not for you. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my shit. What's up, Ish?
There's a lot of stunt action, like the action stuff is awesome.
I'm
Or a
not,
lot.
I'm not a shallow man. Yeah, I need more than just action.
Shadow. What was he?
So
movie? Shadow
It's,
House.
you know, for me, it missed the mark. It's watchable. It's perfectly watchable. And I went in because I was like, okay, it's a stuntman movie, and I was told that the stunts were going to be like real stunts, like not a lot of
Oh,
CGI stuff.
really?
And there were a lot of it. And in fact, they did a world record barrel roll in this thing. That was a real thing.
I knew none of that.
Yeah,
I thought it was
but-
all CGI.
No, well, that's the problem. As it went along, it became more CGI and more CGI.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, like I'm here for the stunts. Like it's
Yeah.
not even that, but it was directed by a stunt man. I'm like, why aren't we doing real stunts here?
Stunts, right?
Yeah, and so it missed the
Stunts,
mark for me in that regard. And then the other part of it that I think it missed the mark, that I think it would have been really interesting, is in the early part of the movie, they were, because it's about actors and directors and stuff. And so as they were doing their scenes, there were parts of it where they were talking about how you make a movie, you know, like fade ins and fade outs. And there was this great shot where they have like, you know, two scenes that like split by a wall and they're talking about the wall that's in between them. And in my brain, I'm like, oh man, this is clearly going to be a setup where at the end they're going to do it and they're going to pull back and they're going to come together and kiss because the wall's gone. And none of that stuff happened. Like they just kind of did it at the beginning to be like, hey, this is how you make a movie. And then all that went away. So I feel like if they had held with that and kept telling us, hey, this is how you make a movie. This is how you make a movie. If it went a little more meta with it, right? And educational, I think it would have kind of leveled up for me, because it would have been like, because I saw what they were doing at the beginning and then it all just became.
In all fairness, though, there was an alien hand during most of that scene, so I don't think you could take it that seriously.
Did you say an alien hand?
Yeah.
Well, they're making movies, so they're, you know, part of the
and
movie they're making is
fun
a
of
sci-fi.
making movies.
Very, very true. Yeah.
I want to watch it.
It's watchable. It's watchable. It's not.
It's
not,
silly.
If Shannon watches it, I'll watch it.
Don't expect much. It's just silly.
Don't put that in
And the biggest
copy.
bummer
I
is,
must.
yeah, the biggest bummer is that they don't. Well, they do use the song, the theme song. It is in there at the end. Yeah, except they changed all the words. It doesn't land at all.
Well, that would be our next team. Our project is watch that one.
Yeah,
That one is
misses.
then Beetlejuice for us.
No, Beetlejuice is on our list because that is a fall movie. That shit's happening, and I am super excited.
You know, it's kind of surprising. I asked my wife, the
Oh,
trailer
that
came
is-
out, when I showed her the trailer, and I'm like, hey, would you go to theaters and watch it? She goes, no. I said, okay. I was like, okay, I guess we won't go to theaters.
Caesar, you got my kid excited when you started playing with the butterfly knife.
Oh,
What?
He has one.
swords.
I have,
Oh.
lots, I have lots of swords, yeah.
Show him the swords so he can.
My swords?
Swords.
I just have a
Swords,
couple. I have a couple in the bar, but I have these ones.
Caesar was back there with the round table
That's
and
nice.
King Arthur, so that's something he brought when he retired.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I was with yes, believe him, JJ. I was with King Arthur. I was Sir Douchebag. All right, let's go
I
on.
mean, Caesar, you want to read into it, you can, but you know we know you don't.
So this okay. So what's coming out? What has been coming out before the Halloween movies come out? What's coming out?
Beetlejuice.
Other than Beetlejuice, which is funny.
No idea.
Why
Wait,
didn't they do
before
Beetlejuice
any holiday.
Before Halloween.
Why didn't they do Beetlejuice in October?
They always do these movies before the main season. What was that movie that came out last year that Disney did? It's not a horror movie, not like Halloween time, was it? No.
Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion. It was in August or whatever. I'm not saying it was the best, but it would have done better in October.
No,
Yeah, that was
movie
a
was
weird
terrible.
timing.
That was a terrible movie. It
Oh,
doesn't matter when you release it.
I will say right now, the last Haunted Mansion was better than the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion.
I agree. The Eddie Murphy one was for
I don't
little
even know.
kids.
I can't.
The
deal with it.
Haunted Mansion. Oh my gosh!
Because you can't
J-Rob,
read that.
you better
I
not.
have a really long list.
So
No, we said before. What did
so
you say?
Shannon, he says J-Rob says Beetlejuice looks terrible.
Who said that?
Oh,
Someone who's no longer going to be on
Jason
the show.
Robinson, you're saying Beetlejuice looks terrible. You need to exit the show now, please, and come back after you go and watch it and have a real adult conversation.
You know
We're
what's gonna
sending
scare
people
me?
after you now.
I tell you what. You know what's going to scare me? When Shannon comes back and goes, "It wasn't that great," and I'll be like, "What? Really, it wasn't that great?" And it's like,
I'm
Jason's
not.
gonna
I
go missing.
refuse to believe that I will say those words. I refuse to believe it. Like,
But let me ask the panel. Now we talked about nostalgia, right?
Caesar's
And
a snitch.
Beetlejuice,
That is facts.
needle juice. Beetlejuice is a nostalgic movie, right?
Yeah.
How many of us are going into the second one holding on to that nostalgia, and just like what happened to what we talked about earlier, when you're going to watch it and you're expecting, and they go, that was
Well, partly I'm kind of going into it because they left it open enough to have the second movie, and the fact that they did that makes it even better.
Yeah.
They left it open to have the second movie as she was grown up, having her own kid, and seeing what like comes from that. That's like the biggest part, because I want to see how it plays off. You know, she loses her husband, they're back in the house, you know, all hell's gonna break loose, like the juice is loose. The only thing that I'm concerned about is that because he's only in it for a short period of time,
Yeah.
like he requested,
really?
they have shown so many previews of everything. I think that's what's going to dampen it for me as far as Michael Keaton appearances go.
So wait a minute.
True.
So I didn't hear this. So he's not in the movie all
17
it-
and a half minutes.
He's in it for
17 and a half
17
minutes total
Just-
airtime.
just like the first one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
the
what he
only
wanted on his
reason he
contract.
agreed.
Wait a minute. He was only in the first one for 17 minutes?
Yep.
You
Because
were
he does
tripping.
these one-liners and then they pan out.
Of screen time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Screen time.
Actual
17
screen
and a half
time.
minutes of screen time. He did a whole interview on it. He said that was the only way he's going to come back. It was
You want to
crazy.
take from the
Yeah.
story.
He's
Wow.
involved in scenes that make it longer, but his actual appearance on screen is only 17 minutes.
Interesting. As long as they bring back the gonna save that word for later. You know, I'll be perfectly fine.
It's another drink.
Not every
So
movie.
the
needs
next
to
one
be
is
cheap.
coming out is in October is Joker.
Nope.
Transformer
No.
one.
Give a
I'm
shit
gonna
about that.
And
That's right.
Transformer 1 comes out at the end of this month.
No, it doesn't. It comes
Oh.
out next week.
Transformers one.
Transformers 1.
Oh, that cartoon that looks horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
It
like,
comes out
I
next.
still want to see it because I think it looks adorable.
Yeah, it comes out
Terrible.
next week. So is Speak No Evil.
That looks creepy.
It
I want to
does.
see that.
Speak No
What's
Evil,
that?
yes. That
That looks super creepy.
Which was
I will
that?
say, off the trailer.
It's the James McAvoy movie.
He did
Oh.
such a good job, like
The
being
couple goes
so
out into the wilderness.
terrifying.
Yeah.
I already have my theories. Of
And then in
that.
October, Terrifier 3 is coming out.
Yeah.
I never
okay.
saw
What?
Terrifier
Terrifier
1.
3 is coming out in
Don't care about
December.
Terrifier 3. It's coming out
Salem's
October
Lot?
11th.
It's coming out during Christmas time because it's
Why
a
are
Christmas
you
movie.
yelling?
They moved it up.
Yeah, that's the one.
Well,
you're
that's
your
the latest
kid.
update I'm getting from
He's
this
obviously
thing.
your kid, right, Shannon?
Yeah.
Jesus. Sweet.
Yeah, I
Jesus.
don't think Terrifier is in December anymore. I know Nosferatu's in December. That comes out
Yeah,
on
they-
Christmas.
Ooh.
Now that I'm interested in
excited.
because I do like me some Nosferatu.
Me
And
too.
I was interested in it until I realized who made it, and because I hate that guy's movies, and I'm like,
Oh,
Who is it?
Oh,
the guy who made The Witch.
Oh,
and
really?
something else, yeah. And so when I heard that was the same thing, I saw the trailer and I was like, "Wow, this looks kind of cool." And then I saw that it was him, and I was like, "Oh no,
Oh no!
please."
Oh
Please.
no!
It's not James Wan, is it?
No, it's not James Wan.
oh, you're
Not James
right.
Wan.
It's
I can't think of the dude's name. He's made a few movies. It's all in the horror genre stuff, but I've never liked him. And so I was kind of bummed when I saw his name.
That's
on it.
moved it up. And I just saw that right now too. Why they moved it up? And then the,
Salem's Lot remake is coming out, and I'm very excited about
Oh
it.
my gosh, that movie scared me as a
Smile
movie
2 is
scared
also coming out. And
pee out of me. I never saw Smile, but Salem's Lot, pee came out of me as a small kid. when
So
I-
good,
That little
Funny
kid
'cause the
scratching
dog-
at the window.
right?
When I was a kid, I would watch it in my small ass TV in my bedroom, and I would because it was one of those late night TVs, and I would put the towel underneath my door so my parents don't see the light of my TV on, so it's all black, right? So
I
then
remember that
I
trick.
would watch that, and I was like, oh my, and then you hear the tapping, and he opens it, the kid's floating there with the face. I like spurted. Forget about it. I had to sleep in wet pads.
You've
You
been wearing
started.
diapers since you were little. You never stopped.
he's gonna end up when that.
Not sponsored yet.
Not. Yeah. another,
That was
movie
a whole different conversation.
Oh my
That's
God,
funny.
what am I
At least you
doing
remembered
here?
that. Another movie that's coming out in October that it's not being like pushed a lot. It is a little bit. Is Venom: The Last Dance.
Yeah.
Mm.
I only want to see it to complete the trilogy. Like that's it.
Which
Up to
movie?
you.
I don't think any
Venom.
of us have high expectations for that
Of
movie.
what? Which one?
I want to
Venom
Venom.
3.
Venom.
I'm gonna watch it just because.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it, but we're not gonna.
I mean, after you
Oh,
drop the
that's-
ball on Venom versus Carnage, Venom versus I don't know how you dropped that ball, but that ball dropped
Carnage
hard
Carnage
and
was
just like holy
hard to
shit.
watch.
So
Carnage was hard to watch.
this is just going to be nonsense.
I-
I'm going to
balls
see it too.
deflated.
And then the same thing. It's like with Craven. The Craven's coming out, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
oh my god! They put out. It's hysterical because they put out a trailer, and it's like, hey, I got bit by a lion. You know, it's like, holy shit! Like, what are we really doing this? And then like they pushed the movie back, and apparently they did all kinds of reshoots for it. And now it's supposedly a better film, whatever that means.
So
Whatever.
I will say one thing. A Pet Cemetery, the original, because I know they made a remake of Pet Cemetery, which
I love those
the
movies.
original Pet Cemetery, for me, was not scary, but it was just good. You know,
It
it
was-
was one of those just. It's a good creepy. It was creepy because whenever you have an undead kid, it's pretty creepy. In any movie.
I mean, I had a fear of beds and Achilles tendons for a long time. Was that the first or the second?
Freddy? From Freddy?
Oh no, from
No,
Pet
from Pet
Cemetery.
Cemetery.
I was like from
Oh,
Troy.
God.
He-
Mine was from Nightmare on Elm Street when they
Woo!
them and no.
I wore extra socks after that movie.
There's not many weeks where there's like 2 movies that are gonna be coming out good. Like on November 15th, Red One comes out. We all said we wanted to watch.
Yes, I want to see that.
What is
that
it?
one. Red
That
One.
What is that?
It's a
The Rock
Christmas-
is in their Christmas movie.
It's
With the rock and a polar bear.
And,
You heard that right.
J.K. Simmons is
but
in
the
there.
movie looks great.
So they
It's
showed that
awesome.
they showed that trailer while we watched Deadpool, and then I looked at my wife, and she looked and she goes, "I'm not gonna watch that shit." Just let you know. I said, "Okay."
Damn,
Rock.
poor.
Watch that unless we are at home.
And then the following week, the movie Wicked and Gladiator 2 is
Yeah.
coming out. So
I don't
Oh,
have
the
hopes for
Gladiator
either of
2.
those movies.
Yeah, like, what's the
Wicked,
one-
honestly, I liked it. It looked good.
which one?
Wicked.
Wicked is the only downside to the how they're doing Wicked is they're really starting to go off track with the play, the musical, like the book, all of it is taking a different turn on how they're doing it. So I'm a little disappointed with that. I'll
Me
watch it
too.
Shannon, but let me ask you, why do you think that is?
because just showing it in the previews, they've already shown that it is. I don't
No,
know.
no.
why
But
now.
I'm asking you, why do you think they would divert from the movie and the
To-
play?
I
I don't know
no
the
idea.
book and the play.
Well, the
I-
book and
I
the play are not the same thing.
Mm-mm.
So they're pulling from 2 sources to make sort of a new thing. It's
So
It's a hybrid.
mostly based on the play. It's mostly based on that.
The play written is the book, which is like the same insect. The musical on stage, the book
Is-
match actually fairly well. They match
Really?
Yes. Now, how they're doing the movie, I don't know why they're taking it in a different direction and not
Maybe
I don't
they
know.
want to
In
tell more of the
see
story.
it to see if
Well,
there's any kind of
it's
twist.
2 movies. Yeah, this is part 1. So yeah, it's
They're
Oh,
making
it's a two-parter.
there's a
Yeah.
two-parter.
Mhm.
Oh, for
My wife
Even
has seen it,
still,
I'm
they're
gonna see
not
it.
going in the right direction if they're doing it that way.
So anyways, following that week, the next week we have on November 27th is Moana 2.
Nope.
there's a Moana 2.
Yep.
It's
I never
coming
saw the
out
first
season-
one. I
Well,
never saw the first one.
And there's going to be a real live one, a
Hey,
real life
I
one.
might
Enough with the real life.
Oh yeah,
bullshit.
yeah. And then Mufasa comes out, the live action.
Wow.
Mufasa.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm actually
That one actually looks decent.
But
I'm
that's
excited
coming
to
out
watch
next
it.
summer
real
though.
live action.
Yeah.
If
in all
Scar,
honesty,
if
I
Scar
was
is not
excited
singing,
about
if
it.
Scar is not singing, I'm out.
So
What?
the ne-
He's
what?
in it, but he's little because
Yeah,
it
it's-
says Mufasa as a baby coming up in the
It's a
ranks.
prequel. It's a prequel.
yeah,
Yeah.
prequel. Like,
How Mufasa became to be king,
ah!
which that's the reason I want to look at it because it's like he was.
I
a
was
mess-
shocked when I looked at the first one and it made like $1 billion. I was like, what?
Right?
Yeah.
The Lion King did. So I was,
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
the
because
live
of the
action
kids,
one.
bro.
The live
Yeah.
action one.
yeah.
I
So,
saw that.
On December 13th, there's 2 movies that are gonna be big movies, and one of them we just talked about, and the other one I think that's so. Oh Lord, movie talk and the young but
Tom.
Okay, this
Leave it
one
to my
is
husband.
Craven the Hunter
Yeah.
and Lord of the Rings, the War of
Yeah,
Well,
now
we already know which movie is gonna do.
I'm scared as shit for Lord of the Rings.
Me too. Don't ruin it.
Because
It's
I'm
been
a
good.
huge.
I haven't seen any missed up.
I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. I'll watch the director's cut back to back to back all day, all weekend. I'll do it all.
Have you read
Yeah.
the book?
And
No, he doesn't read.
that's funny. I like this kid. So the other thing is that we're about to start Ring of Power soon, right? So because I like the show. I'm afraid because they're going to bring back apparently Gandalf and all this shit in this movie.
I think he did.
Or the Rings movie, but
Beware
I'm
the kangaroos.
scared.
What's up, brother?
I'm scared. I really am because we have been spoiled with the Lord of the Rings movies, and
They're
then
so
for them
And show.
to wait so long, and then boop, we're gonna drop it again. It's like
Well, no, they're not waiting so long. There's a show already going on.
There is
know,
a
but-
show.
Yeah, but that's to me a show is a little bit different than for them doing it.
Yeah, but you
just-
can't say that either because the MCU does that shit all the time. In between
Yeah.
the movies, there's been shows that bring it together. So
But the thing is, there's also like 700 MCU movies, but there's only
Well,
a few
with
Lord of the
you
Rings.
Lord of the
Wow.
Rings, with Lord of the Rings,
There hasn't been like a Lord of the Rings show or movie that was
Hobbit,
to me, in my
all that
opinion.
shit.
But the movie is not Peter Jackson, right?
No,
It's not. If it's not Peter Jackson, it is not going to succeed.
Yeah, that's tough.
Tom with the band
Because even the TV show is not really like going over with fans.
It's not going well.
I
So
loved it.
this is going to be one of those. This might be one of those movies that is the gigantic tank. Like it could potentially be a gigantic.
I mean,
tank.
it's comparing.
I'm just saying potentially. I don't know a lot about it, but
It's in
it could
December.
be
There's
one
not
of
many
those.
good movies in December.
No, but if it's bad, and the word of mouth gets out that it's bad, it'll go right off a cliff. Do you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Is it could be one of those movies that people are like, oh, this could be big, and then just completely.
So let's go to the next week, and now we're talking about Mufasa comes out that week, but Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is also coming out the same day.
I never saw 1 or 2. So.
Me-
It's coming
I
out
don't
the
have
same week as
children. I'm
Mufasa.
good.
Yeah, the same day as Mufasa. So that's gonna
No
be
shit.
a good.
Wow.
That's
I
gonna be-
have-
Well,
I have a theory with this, with the Mufasa Sonic thing. I only think Sonic's gonna do better because they're bringing in Shadow. And
Yeah.
the way they're bringing in Shadow
with Keanu.
with the animation, the book, like the comic books and everything, the best way they could have brought Shadow in. And he's a badass.
Look, let
ninja.
me add on to that, JJ, because it's gonna be Keanu taking over. But if you see that Dr. Robotnik, his older version, his grandpa's there's a
Yeah.
little clip of the robot version. So so it could be Shadow turning from bad to good, and then a little clip of the robot for a number 4. That's what I'm thinking
Well,
too. That
and Silver's gonna
And
be
Silver. That's so funny. I can relate with him so much because I'm one of the younger ones here.
oh my God. I'm losing my mind.
But yeah, I agree on that. I mean, me and my boys were talking about it the other day. They can't wait to watch that one. So I guess.
Sonic the Hedgehog is as interesting as talking about Ziploc bags. Like, let's move on.
Hey,
I'm just
You-
kidding, JJ.
Tell her, JJ. Tell her.
If I had a
No,
14
see,
year
I
old,
agree
it
with
would be
Mandy.
different.
I agree with Mandy again here. Like she and I are starting to
It's 'cause y'all are
sync up.
too old.
We're
That's
syncing
Which is
up.
really weird.
We're
it's
syncing,
Really?
better than the Alien movies.
syncing
Oh,
up. here.
there we go. There we go.
What?
I'm just
Gonna be
us
honest,
younger kids.
straight up honest.
You haven't even watched them.
I've seen some of them. We
Which
had a
movies?
conversation about Alien for 20 minutes. What's wrong with Sonic the Hedgehog?
Because
Yeah,
it's
no.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Both aliens.
You know what-
Sonic is
you know
adorable.
where Sonic goes with me? When I played it first time for Genesis.
And
That's
you're
where-
talking about Sonic. Sonic was the first time cancel culture was a good thing. Y'all
with
remember
the-
the first
the
Sonic
way
with
they
the
made
eyes?
him
Oh.
Mhm.
This didn't go over well, right?
Yeah, that didn't go
Did
over well.
not.
All right, Ryan's commenting.
Oh, what is made for kids? Yeah.
Oh, sure,
Exactly.
of course,
See, we're
Of
kids.
Totally.
Me and TJ are kids.
of course.
Um,
Well, I'm not saying it's going to do badly. I think it's going to do really well, but I'm not interested in it. I'm not
Yeah.
interested.
and then the following week is for old people. You got Nosferatu coming on. So there
For
you go.
old people.
Wait, what is
My
it?
very first movie I ever saw was an Interview with a Vampire in
Nosferatu.
theaters.
No,
I was
Dracula
young and I
movie?
love vampires. Not for
Uh,
old people.
As long as Keanu Reeves sounds like Keanu Reeves, well, if he does the voice like of Shadow or whatever they
No, it sounds just like Keanu. You know it's
Does
Keanu
it?
in an instant.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's what I want.
It's
I want
funny.
him. I want him to do the reach up and grab my hand. You know.
Jeez.
You know, I want the Keanu. I am an FBI agent. I want
You
those.
there will. I guarantee you there will even be a point in the movie where he goes, "Whoa!" I
Oh,
guarantee
there
you.
has to be.
Oh my gosh, I had to catch myself not to say anything live. I was like, that version of Keanu sounded a little.
That-
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'll get canceled.
Now
I mean-
you're gonna get canceled. That's funny.
oh my
that's-
gosh.
No,
I'm being
Mandy.
careful.
Oh, Mandy. Oh, Mandy. Well, listen. What else you got, Dale? Before we're wrapping it up, we're getting close to
Scraping the barrel here.
Oh, before we get off and do our little thing, I'm gonna go ahead and do one thing for our sponsors.
Oh yeah, here we go.
This episode of the Comic Menu is proudly sponsored by Superior Stand, the stand that stands back. Use code The Comic Menu for 25% off at superiorstand.com. And follow us on Instagram at The Superior Stand for more.
There we go.
Those are so cool. I
Yeah.
want one.
I like-
You?
I'm good.
Hey, Ryan, Robert, are you still here? Look,
It's
She
Sonic.
Robert's one
Uh,
of the co-owners for that, so you just heard the Robert.
That's
You hit her up?
awesome.
well, I gotta tell you, the one that's gonna be exciting, the next show we're gonna have with these two fantastic and fabulous and very opinionated women is in October when we start getting into the horror movies. We always normally watch. We basically review movies that we saw back in 1987 and below, because those were the good ones. Let's be honest. And we talk about those. We're trying to get. I'm pretty sure he hasn't answered you, Hot Dog. Or the guy we wanted to get in last time, right? He hasn't answered you.
Robert,
I'm right here. I'm happy to do it.
We're not talking about. The other guy.
Yeah.
He hasn't
Rodney
answered
Barnes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rodney Barnes. Yeah. So it's always fun. Halloween movies always gets people talking, gets a chat going because it's nothing but the stuff.
It gets the juices going.
Because Halloween, as we all know, it's my favorite of all.
Yeah.
It's my favorite holiday.
Gremlins.
I think all of us. It's one of all of our favorite holidays, except for Tom because he doesn't like anything but misery and peanuts.
Halloween and Christmas.
So it's one of those things that's the next time when you're gonna get to see these two beautiful people next October.
unless because Shannon's supposed to get on again with Garrett Gunn for the other thing that's going on. So
Oh,
once we
because-
find out,
But that's after New York. If that happens properly, it'll be after New York.
So when
Okay.
is that? Oh, that's toward after
October.
December.
It's still next month, but it'll just be after New York.
Okay.
Comic Con.
We still have lots of time to talk about horror movies.
horror
Horror.
movies.
Andy, I'll
no.
talk about it with you.
So
Okay.
let's do this. Let's do this. October 2nd. I'm sorry, October 1st. That's
Really?
it.
Wild.
Yeah. October 1st will be our horror movie. 87 was a banner year in horror. That's
Yeah, but
right.
we did a couple in October last year.
Yeah, we did. We're gonna do the same
Yeah.
thing this year.
If we have
I'll be on here for the horror movies.
Yeah.
who's talking? I keep hearing the voice. Oh,
John Cena.
My
'cause I don't-
little
'cause I
person.
don't see him. You're funny. All right, guys. It's that time. It's that time where we go around and we tell people, hey, how can we find you? How can we hate you and all that good stuff? Where can we get canceled? Let's start with the most hated man on Facebook when it comes to movies. What's your hashtag again? What's your hashtag again?
Hashtag
Tom?
Tom hates everything.
That's correct. That's
Yeah.
that's. I don't know if it's my dyslexia.
Although-
thing. I could have sworn it said "big doink."
What's funny?
Okay, that's what I thought
is-
it said too.
And I do this every now and then. It's like here's your semi-monthly reminder that Tom hates everything as I go buy Blu-rays, and put them in my collection. So it's like,
That's awesome.
come on, guys, come on. But no, I accept Tom hates everything. I revel in Tom hates everything. It's fine. It's fine. And thanks for having me on the show, guys. I really appreciate the ability to, you know, argue and yell at each other, and no one takes it personally. We're all just here to have a good time, and that's the rarity on a lot of these kinds of shows. So I super appreciate it, and it's a lot of fun. So anybody looking for me, we're on Facebook all the time, Big Dog Inc. You can find us on the website, the Twitter, the X, the TikTok, the whatever you do social media wise. That's where you'll find us.
The
Who we got
next one would be Mandy.
Mandy.
You can catch Marat Michaels at New York Comic Con, but I'm doing fulfillment at home, so I will be nowhere.
Okay. All right. And where and Sam will be found where?
Hopefully not for another year, and to be continued on location.
Thank you. All right.
TikTok. Okay. No, ignoring him. Like, human.
Yep.
Ryan and I will both be in New York next month at New York Comic Con. He's got a crap ton of exclusives coming out. Hopefully I have a preview edition of the new Boss Battle book that will be coming out. It is mostly drawn, little colored, and we have multiple covers already. Kickstarter fulfillment for Con Artist 5. Bye. Okay.
Bye, Mandy.
Bye.
Wait, what's
Hey.
the beard's name?
There's Dell and Caesar and Tom.
I'm his favorite.
Bye, bye, Del.
Bye. See, the young ones relate.
Go watch ET.
Ryan.
So
Get out of here.
he's going to talk to the girl he likes.
Oh.
Good luck on that next date. You know.
Who was that? Dell?
This is a different girl. His
Oh.
last girlfriend was the date. Anyway, hopefully we will be launching Boss Battle, also the new comic between me and Garrett Gunn next month. I'm super excited about it. It is just a hilarious. It's just funny. It's just funny. It's not. It's a spinoff of Con Artist. It's supposed to be a 3-part book. It'll be entertaining as hell, featuring me and him in it. So, you know, you get more of me. Yay! Other than that, we've just recovering from the last few weeks of people being at our house every weekend. My sister was just here. We dropped her off yesterday at the airport. The weekend before, we had Mandy and Marat and Aaron and Dana, and it's just been busy. Lots of fun though.
All right. Well, listen, you cool cats and kittens, you know where to find me on Instagrams. The Real Dracula's Wolf. Lately, I'm working on a very cool reel. I just finished it today, which I'm going to show you guys backstage. You know where to reach me. You know where to find me. It's time to take my pills. I'm not kidding. It really is. You know what? This is fun. It's always fun. It really is. And we do this every Tuesday night at 9:15. But next week, you want me to do it, Dale, or you want to do it?
I'll do it. I got the interview.
Yeah. So next week, you don't want to miss. We got some special going on. Once again, if you want a voiceover done by me, in any voice that you want, I'm your man. Anytime you need me.
Mandy.
Mandy always wants something from me. So, you know, I'm your guy. Voiceovers galore. I'm your guy. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. You guys are fun.
So before I make that other announcement, I actually got an email back from another interview I'm trying to get on because we got cock blocked by Aaron Bartling before. So CGC finally responded to me about jumping on the podcast. I just got to make a list of what questions to ask them, you know, to. So
Wait, who from CGC is going to be on?
Yeah.
I know I talked to Brittany for a little bit, but I'm going to see if I can get a quality person on there, like quality control kind of person.
Like
These,
Solomon?
maybe.
Or
I don't know.
Louise?
It depends if they want to answer these questions though. So I gotta like pre-make questions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be like a regular shit thing.
Okay.
But the one for next week is David Nakayama. He'll be on the show next week.
Yeah, Ryan will get on just to chat with him.
It's a first for us, so I'm really hoping that it goes well. We're trying to get him for a minute. I'm the one pulling in the weight and getting all these artists. Caesar has been doing shit. Just looking at pictures. Look at that. Oh,
That's Dave Nakayama. Dun, dun, dun.
Awesome.
look at that.
Ryan's
That's
drawn
awesome.
her.
And well, we have those two, and that'll be next week. And then we're gonna be working on some other artists next end of the month. Obviously, we have our new sponsor right here. Show it off for Superior Stands.
It's awesome.
So gotta show them some love real quick. Use the comic menu to get 25% off if you want some. Other than that, it's been a good week. I've been busy tremendously. So Caesar is gonna have to take a load a little bit more again. I'm doing these off the food review kind of things, so pushing that. I'm doing my campaign for a city. That's the city school board member. I am hiring new people for work, and we just hit 61,000 today followers. So our page is booming. It's growing pretty fast. Like, I'm glad, it's happy, but it's been fun. It's waiting for the logos to come in so we can post a new logo or new shirts.
Yeah.
Jason, we just talked about you. Hey, Jason, Mandy wants some of those stands, by the way. So
They're awesome.
So
Yeah, there we go.
Murat can use them too. So
Oh yeah, when he goes on displays, that's right. It shows.
Yep.
Dennis knows. Oh, now Brian comes up. What's up, Brian? You would have been perfect. You're old as Caesar. You would have known all of this. You and your arranged marriages back in the day kind of situations.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. This
With that
show's
being said, guys, thank you very much for tuning in with this episode with the movie review. We will do better, like we always say, next time. Mandy, what's your little slogan?
Oh, everyone, don't forget to do your Kegels.
Yes.
Everybody, see y'all next week.
What's the meaning of this disturbance?